Yi Chen lowered his head and stared at the computer screen, tapping his fingers mechanically on the keyboard. The bitter smell of coffee filled the tip of his nose, mixed with the smell of photocopier ink in the office that never went away. Bursts of laughter came from the company's tea room, piercing his heart like a knife. He secretly raised his eyes and looked through the glass partition, where Su Wan was surrounded by a group of female colleagues, with a faint blush on her cheeks. Wan, look, Mr. Qin has sent flowers again. This bouquet of roses is bigger than last time. It's the romance of a rich man. Shaoli, a fat colleague, screamed, his voice as harsh as nails scraping a blackboard. Their eyes were all fixed on the bouquet on Su Wan's table, the bright red petals shining coquettishly under the light. Su Wan chuckled lightly, stroking the petals with her slender fingers. The scent of perfume wafted faintly, making Yi Chen's nose itchy. Qin Feng is too exaggerated. I told you we are just friends. Her voice was soft, like cotton candy, so sweet that Yi Chen felt panicked. He has been secretly in love with her for 10 years, from childhood sweethearts to today's white-collar workplace, but he doesn't even have the courage to confess. Every time he wanted to speak, Qin Feng's handsome face would appear to steal the spotlight. Friends? Ha ha ha, Wan, you are so naive. Shaoli rolled his eyes and exaggeratedly slapped his thigh. Young Master Qin's family runs a company, and he drives a Lamborghini to pick you up from work. Is this called a friend? That wimp Yi Chen peeks around every day, and doesn't even dare to give a plastic flower. How dare he have a crush on you? Colleagues around him burst into laughter. Someone imitated Yi Chen, hunched over and lowered his head, making a strange sound of meow 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 from his mouth. Yi Chen's face instantly burned like coals, and he clenched the mouse so tightly that his knuckles turned white. Why is he always stepped on? Ordinary office workers, with a monthly salary of 8,000, are mediocre in appearance, and can't even last 3 days of fitness. Su Wan's eyes occasionally glanced at him, always smiling politely, but never lingering. Despair surged in like a tide, and he felt like he was about to be swallowed up by the gossip whirlpool in the office. At this moment, Lao Wang, a strange colleague, sneaked over and smelled of instant noodles. He is the company's legendary, black market hunter, who specializes in getting weird things and selling them to his colleagues in exchange for snacks. "EZ, I heard that you are worried about Su Wan again. My buddy has a good product." Lao Wang took out a small bottle of blue liquid from his pocket, with a crooked label on the bottle, Transformation Potion. Once you drink it, you will become a handsome man, with max charm, and a goddess. The black market is limited, and the friend price is 500. Yi Chen's eyes widened and his heart was pounding. Handsome guy. Isn't this an opportunity falling from the sky? The ridicule from his colleagues around him was still echoing in his ears. His mind became hot and he swiped his mobile phone to pay. Old Wang, does this thing really work? Lao Wang blinked and lowered his voice, absolutely. Transform after drinking and make sure Qin Feng gets out. Yi Chen grabbed the bottle, bit it with his teeth, silently said, for Su Wan, in his heart, and drank it in one gulp. The cold liquid slid into the throat, with a strange mint smell that instantly spread throughout the body. Ouch, what's going on? Yi Chen muttered to himself, and his vision suddenly began to distort. The lights in the office stretched into eerie stripes, and the floor heaved like ocean waves. His palms softened, furry orange claws stretched out, his limbs shortened, and his body collapsed into a ball. A chubby orange cat was reflected in the mirror, with wide round eyes and a big tail wagging wildly. You turned into a cat. Old Wang, you tricked me. Yi Chen roared in his heart, but when he opened his mouth, he came out with a soft and cute meow, meow master, I love you but I can't say it out loud. His voice sounded milky, with a little trembling at the end, which sounded like an affectionate confession. Lao Wang was so frightened that he took 3 steps back, his eyes were as wide as bells, and the bowl of instant noodles in his hand clattered to the ground. Yi Chen. Why have you turned into a cat? And you still say such disgusting words. He rubbed his eyes, his face turned pale, and his legs were so weak that he almost knelt down. Colleagues nearby heard the commotion and came over. Someone screamed, "Oh my God, this cat can talk. It sounds so sexy." Shaoli squatted down, held his face in his hands, and said with stars in his eyes, "Master, I love you. Where did this demon cat come from? It's so romantic." Yi Chen's head was buzzing, and he was complaining crazily, "What the hell kind of side effect is this? Where is the handsome man that Lao Wang mentioned?" He rushed out of his workstation in a panic, his claws flying, knocking over a pile of documents, and the paper flew like snowflakes. The office was in a mess, colleagues were screaming and laughing, and someone was taking pictures with their mobile phones. "Look, the transformed cat is running for its life. It's still meowing and saying love words." Yi Chen's heart was racing with 10,000 grass and mud horses, his claws slid sparks on the carpet in the corridor, and the tip of his nose smelled the stench of sweat from the elevator entrance. He has to find a place to hide, Su Wan's house. She lives close by, is kind, and will definitely not abandon him. Pushing open the door of the company, the cold wind mixed with the earthy smell after the rain hit my face, and the orange cat's body shone brightly under the street lamp. He bolted across the street, car horns blaring, and nearly got crushed by a tire. Finally, out of breath, he rushed to the door of Su Wan's house. The familiar scent of jasmine seeped out from the crack of the door, which made him feel more at ease. The door suddenly opened. Amelia Su was wearing home clothes, with long hair shawl, and a garbage bag at her feet. She looked down and saw the wet orange cat, and her eyes instantly lit up. "Oh, little kitten, what's wrong with you? Are you caught in the rain?" She knelt down and caressed his head with her warm palms. The soft touch made Yi Chen shiver all over. Inwardly screaming, "Amelia Su's hands are so soft." But his mouth was uncontrollable. "Meow Wan Wan, you know, my heart breaks when I look at you every day." Su Wan's hands froze and her pupils shrank suddenly. She picked up Yi Chen, with the orange hair pressed against her chest, and the tip of her nose smelled the scent of her bath frankincense, which was as sweet as butter. This voice, why is it so similar?" She murmured to herself, her cheeks flushed, and a trace of surprise and tenderness flashed in her eyes. Yi Chen's heart collapsed. It's over, this line sounds like an ex-boyfriend. Her ex-boyfriend Xiao Lizi had a milky voice, and she mentioned it several times after they broke up. Su Wan carried the cat into the house. The living room light was warm and yellow, her coat was scattered on the sofa, and the air was filled with the smell of lavender candles. She put Yi Chen on her lap and gently rubbed his fur. "Little guy, your eyes are so familiar. You look like an old friend of mine, no, like my ex-boyfriend. Little Plum also called me that before, saying she was heartbroken or something." She bit her lip, her voice was trembling, she held the cat's face in her hands, and stared into those orange eyes. "You can't be possessed by his soul, right?" Yi Chen's eyes widened and he yelled in his heart, "No, no. I am Yi Chen." But she opened her mouth again. "Meow master, hold me tight, I'm afraid of the dark, actually, I'm afraid you won't love me." As soon as this sentence came out, Su Wan's tears fell and hit Yi Chen's fur, and the hot salty smell seeped into her nostrils. She hugged him tightly, her chest heaving and her voice choked with sobs. "Little Plum, is it you? Are you back? Wan Wan was wrong, we shouldn't have broken up before." Yi Chen's whole body stiffened, and his orange tail exploded into a dandelion. "This misunderstanding is too big. Internal complaints, I am Yi Chen, not Xiao Lizi." But the hug was so warm. Su Wan's body temperature spread through her hair, and the smell of ginger soup wafted from the kitchen. She was still coaxing softly, "Don't cry, dear. Master will give you a bath." She stood up and walked to the bathroom. The sound of water gurgled, and the steam mixed with the lemon scent of shampoo hit her nostrils. After taking a shower, Yi Chen was wrapped in a towel. Su Wan's hair dryer was buzzing, and the hot air ruffled his hair. She murmured while blowing, "The look in your eyes is so similar." Little Plum used to love to act coquettishly, saying, "Hold me tight. Now that you are here, is it God's compensation for me?" Her fingers tickled Yi Chen's chin, and the tickling pleasure made him turn his stomach, thinking. But he said, "Meow Wan Wan, you taste so good, I can't help but want to kiss you." Su Wan blushed to the base of her ears, and when her hand shook, the hair dryer almost flew out. Her eyes widened and she breathed rapidly, You can still say this? Little Plum, you have become bad." She laughed out loud, with tears and joy in her eyes. She hugged Yi Chen tightly in her arms and kissed his head. Moist lips were printed on Mao, and Yi Chen's mind went blank. What kind of misunderstanding is this? It was late at night. Su Wan put Yi Chen on the bed and covered her with a small blanket. She lay next to him and stroked his back. "From now on, you are my Xiao Chen. You have an ordinary name like Yi Chen, but you are my baby." Yi Chen's heart was beating wildly. Xiao Chen? Did she name me Xiao Chen? In her excitement, isn't this a variant of secret love coming true? But something came out of his mouth. Miao Xiao Chen loves his master and will never leave him for the rest of his life. Amelia Su was so moved that she hugged the pillow and whispered, "Okay, we will be together forever." Early the next morning, Su Wan came to the company excitedly holding Yi Chen in her arms. The elevator door opened, and the orange cat nestled in her arms, its fluffy tail wagging. The tea room was quiet for a moment. All colleagues stared wide-eyed. Xiao Li's mouth opened in an O shape. "Wan Wan, where did this cat come from? I heard it can talk." Su Wan raised her chin proudly and kissed Yi Chen's nose. "This is my new favorite, Xiao Chen. It can talk about love, it's super cute," she said while teasing Yi Chen, and everyone gathered around, their eyes full of shock and envy. Lao Wang was shaking like chaff in the corner, muttering, "Yi Chen, did you win the first prize?" The fragments of Qin Feng's coffee cup spilled all over the floor, and the dark brown liquid seeped into the carpet like blood stains. The air was filled with the smell of burnt and bitter coffee mixed with the smell of his cologne, which was so strong that it made people breathless. All the colleagues in the tea room were in dead silence for 3 seconds, and then like a popcorn machine that exploded, laughter, screams and applause broke out. Xiao Li's chubby body was shaking non-stop. He covered his mouth with his hands and narrowed his eyes. "Ha ha ha. Green tea man. Xiao Chen, you are too cruel. Mr. Qin, your face is as green as shit." She squatted on the ground and poked at the pieces. Her voice was as sharp as a crow's crow, which attracted more people to watch. Some people used their mobile phones to record the scene, and the flashlight was so bright that Yi Chen's cat eyes blinked. Qin Feng's handsome face turned from livid to pig liver color, veins popped out on his forehead, and his fists clenched. He glared at the orange cat nestled in Su Wan's arms, his teeth clenched so hard that his jaw trembled. Where did this dead cat come from? Su Wan, do you take in such a monster? What did it just say? Green tea man. His voice was as low as thunder, and he took a step forward, crushing a piece of cup dregs with his leather shoes, making a crunching sound. The laughter in the audience subsided a little, and everyone watched the show with wide eyes and bated breath. Lao Wang huddled in the corner, his body shaking like chaff from the smell of instant noodles, muttering to himself, "Yi Chen, you kid, this cat's mouth is much more poisonous than yours, Master Qin is going to explode." Su Wan hugged Yi Chen tightly like a baby, with orange hair sticking to her white shirt. The tip of her nose smelled the jasmine perfume on her collar. It was so sweet that Yi Chen's heart trembled. Wow, Su Wan is protecting me. This misunderstanding is so refreshing. But her mouth was uncontrollable. Miao Wan Wan, he is just a playboy, the kind of person who rides on 2 boats. The milky voice has a long, milky ending, like a coquettish love talk. The whole place exploded again. Xiao Li burst out laughing, spitting out the yogurt in his mouth. The smell of yogurt spread everywhere. "Oh my God, Xiao Chen, are you a detective cat? Mr. Qin, isn't your ex-girlfriend still posting on WeChat to show affection? Colleagues whispered, and some people pushed and imitated Qin Feng, green tea man haha, the cat version of the king of gossip. At this moment, Yi Chen's heart tightened, and he saw Qin Feng approaching, his handsome face as gloomy as the eve of a storm. His mouth opened uncontrollably. Miao Wan Wan, ignore that green tea man, he's not good enough for you. The whole place was dead silent, and then burst into laughter and screams. Qin Feng's face turned livid instantly, and the coffee cup in his hand shattered. All day long, Yi Chen was held on Su Wan's lap while working. The sound of typing on the keyboard mixed with her breathing. Occasionally, she lowered her head and rubbed her fur. The pleasure of tickling her with her warm fingers made him turn his stomach. Inside, Su Wan's technique is first-rate, more exciting than AV. But her mouth said, "Meow master, rub here, I feel so itchy and feel good." Su Wan blushed and curled her lips. Shaoli came over to eavesdrop, his eyes widened. "Shao Chen, are you flirting openly?" "Wan Wan, your cat is so good at flirting. I want to raise one too." Lao Wang passed by, his face still pale, and he secretly stuffed a piece of chicken jerky into Yi Chen, whispering, "Brother, hold on, the medicine will last for 24 hours, and it will change back tomorrow, don't say I sold it." Qin Feng's neck thickened with anger, he turned around and slammed the door and left. The sound of his leather shoes stomping on the ground echoed in the corridor like a war drum. Su Wan lowered her head and kissed Yi Chen's head, her lips were soft and warm. Yi Chen's hair exploded and he roared in his heart. "But I am Yi Chen, not Little Plum." She hugged him back to her workstation with a smile on her face. Colleagues looked at her with envy along the way. Someone poked Yi Chen's tail with his finger and said, "This cat is so amazing. It specializes in treating scumbags." Yi Chen complained in his heart, "Damn it, this is a side effect of the potion. I want to turn back into a human and hug Su Wan." When the get-off bell rang, Su Wan happily rushed out of the company door with Yi Chen in her arms. The sunset stretched out the shadows of the two of them, and the smell of fireworks from street barbecue stalls was tangy, mixed with car exhaust. Yi Chen thought in his heart, opportunity. Run away when she opens the door and ask Lao Wang for the antidote. But as soon as Su Wan entered the house, she put him on the dining table. The sound of clinking spatulas came from the kitchen, the range hood buzzed, and the air was filled with the delicious aroma of fried fish and the sweet smell of rice. She brought a plate of canned cat meat with steaming pink meat. She scooped it up with a spoon and handed it to Yi Chen's mouth. "Shao Chen, eat well. Mom will give you extra food today." Su Wan's spoon clattered to the ground, and the porcelain made a crisp sound. She held Yi Chen's fat face with trembling hands, her pupils shrank suddenly, and her tears fell down, hitting her orange hair, hot and salty. Little Plum, you finally admitted it. You always said you didn't love her before, but now you say you have a crush on her when you become a cat." Her voice was choked, her shoulders were shaking, the smoke of the lavender candle was lingering, and the light in the living room reflected her tearful face, which was as beautiful as a painting. Yi Chen had 10,000 questions in his heart. Secret love? It's Yi Chen who has a crush on you. You are as innocent as a blank sheet of paper. This misunderstanding is hilarious. But he waved his paws wildly, trying to deny it, but then he said, "Meow Wanner, I regret not saying it back then, now I just want to be with you forever." Su Wan cried loudly, hugged Yi Chen tightly and rolled onto the sofa. The TV was turned on, and the soundtrack of the romantic idol drama came out. The male protagonist confessed affectionately, "I love you, forever." She laughed and cried, feeding Yi Chen fish meat, and caressing his back with her greasy fingers. "Okay, let's start over again. We date every day, watch dramas and take walks, you will be my little boyfriend." Yi Chen choked at the smell of fish and complained in his heart, "Date? I turn into a cat and go on a date. This is worse than being single." While she was watching a show, he hooked his paws on the edge of the sofa and tried to slip through the door, his tail making a snapping sound. But Su Wan had quick eyes and quick hands and snatched it back. Xiao Chen, what are you doing? You are clingy and want to play chase with me again. She giggled, kissed the tip of his nose, her wet lips were itchy. Yi Chen struggled with his claws in the sky, thinking in his heart, help, this sweet prison. Yi Chen stared at the pink thing and his heart collapsed. I am a human being. Is this the smell of cat poop? He turned around and wanted to run, his 4 paws thrashing around. The claws slid on the wooden table and made a squeaking sound. He knocked over a bottle of soy sauce and splashed brown liquid like blood. Su Wan groaned and knelt down to hug him. The soft touch on her chest made Yi Chen's head short-circuit. Wait, this is heaven. In my heart, forget it, take a bite, but open your mouth. Miao Wanner, do you know that I have always had a crush on you? Ever since I was a child, I have looked at you every day, and I have been thinking about you. The milky voice is drawn out and the tail end is trembling, like an affectionate monologue. As night fell, Su Wan took the cat on a leash and took him for a walk. The street lights in the community were dim, and the wet smell of the lawn soil was tangy. The neighbor's aunt opened her eyes wide. Miss Su, this cat is so cute, and it still calls you Wanner. It's so sweet. Su Wan nodded proudly, and Yi Chen roared in his heart, you're so cute, I want to turn into a human and hold your hand. Mouth, Miao Wanner, hold hands and never let go. Su Wan was so moved that she squatted down and hugged him around in circles. In her dizziness, Yi Chen smelled the fragrance of her sweaty hair, mixed with the coolness of the night breeze. After returning home, Su Wan was bathing with the sound of water. While she was humming, Yi Chen jumped on the bedside table and saw her cell phone light up. There was a call from her best friend Jiang Chen. In her ecstasy, savior. He fiddled with his paws and hooked the mouse button. When the call was connected, Jiang Chen's anxious voice exploded, hello. Yi Chen, where did your kid die? The company said you were missing. Lao Wang hesitated, what about the transformation medicine? Reply quickly. Yi Chen screamed in his heart, brother, save me. Her mouth burst out with a milky voice, meow brother, save me, I have become her pet. She is kissed and hugged every day, I am so broken. There was dead silence on the other end of the phone, and then Jiang Chen's laughter was like a pig howling, ha ha ha. What the hell? Cat meowing? Yi Chen, you deserve a beating, are you hallucinating? I'll go to Su Wan's house tomorrow to check in person. Didn't she bring a demon cat that can only talk? Wait. Jiang Chen's voice stopped suddenly, and he was panting like a cow. Su Wan came out of the bathroom, wrapped in a bath towel, water drops sliding down her legs, and the scent of lemon shower gel was fragrant. She heard the call and came closer. Who is it? Xiao Chen's voice. Yi Chen stomped his paws and tried to hang up, then said, Miao Wanner, my brother is an outsider, ignore him, I only belong to you. Su Wan's eyes were bright, she grabbed the phone and hung up, staring at Yi Chen with wide eyes, little plum, are you even jealous of your brothers? How cute. She threw herself on the bed, pressed Yi Chen under the pillow, and kissed her non-stop. Hot kisses fell like raindrops. Yi Chen's fur was licked wet, and she felt desperate. Jiang Chen, come on. This side effect makes me laugh to death. Su Wan murmured, from now on, it's just the two of us, so sweet every day. She hugged him tightly and fell asleep, breathing evenly and feeling warm. At noon the next day, Su Wan was on vacation at home, and it was feeding time again. Yi Chen complained about her obsession in his heart, simple girl, are you in Stockholm? I want to escape. But just as she climbed onto the window sill, her paws hooked on the curtain and fell, with a loud bang. Su Wan rushed to pick her up, clingy, are you wrestling again? She said, Miao Wanner, I love your arms to death. Su Wan burst into tears, little plum, you finally understand romance. Come and watch a drama on a date. At the climax of the TV plot, the male and female protagonists hugged each other. She imitated hugging Yi Chen and spinning around, laughing like a bell. In the afternoon, the doorbell rang urgently. Su Wan held Yi Chen to open the door. Jiang Chen stood outside the door, sweating profusely, his t-shirt soaked, his eyes as wide as copper bells, and holding a mobile phone in his hand. Su Wan. Is Yi Chen here? I heard a cat meowing on the phone, and it sounded like, save me and become a pet. Is your demon cat turned into Yi Chen? He was breathing heavily, with beads of sweat dripping from the tip of his nose. The neighbor at the door poked his head in, smelling of gossip. Su Wan was stunned. Yi Chen's heartbeat was beating like a drum in her arms. Brother, you are here. The inner roar, expose it quickly. But the mouth is open. Su Wan's head buzzed, and the smell of Jiang Chen's sweat outside the door mixed with street barbecue smoke hit her face like a sap. The orange cat Yi Chen in her arms curled up her paws tightly, her heart was beating like a war drum, and she was roaring in her heart, Jiang Chen, your pig brain has finally come to its senses. Drag me away quickly and go back to being Su Wan. But his mouth opened uncontrollably, and he let out a milky voice, Meow Jiang Chen, you pig teammate, don't mess around. Jiang Chen's copper eyes suddenly widened to their maximum size, his pupils shrank to pinpoints, his mouth opened into an O shape, his chest under his t-shirt rose and fell violently, and beads of sweat slid down the bridge of his nose and pattered on the floor. He pointed at Yi Chen, his fingers shaking like chaff, and his voice squeezed out of his throat, as sharp as a cat whose tail was stepped on. Yi Chen? Have you really turned into a cat? Pigmate? I saved you from thousands of miles away, and you call me pigmate? He took a step forward, his leather shoes clicked on the threshold, and reached out to grab Yi Chen's tail. His hot paws were pulled painfully, and Yi Chen's heart collapsed. Brother, be gentle, my tail vertebra is about to be broken. Su Wan reacted faster, like a tigress guarding its food. She shrank her arms and hugged Yi Chen into a soft embrace on her chest. The smell of jasmine perfume was strong and assailed her nostrils. She widened her almond-shaped eyes and screamed an octave high, Jiang Chen. What are you doing? Are you abusing a cat? Xiao Chen is my baby, how dare you touch a hair on him? Her shoulders trembled, her long legs under the bathrobe were straightened, and the neighbor's aunt at the door poked her head in, her eyes sparkling with gossip. Oh, there is a story about Miss Su's cat. Is this handsome guy a love rival? Let's fight. Jiang Chen's face turned from white to red to liver, and the veins on his forehead jumped out of embarrassment. His hands were frozen in the air, and his claws were waving in the air with a whistling sound. He swallowed, grunted, and laughed so awkwardly that his teeth chattered. Su Wan, you misunderstood. This cat, it just called me pig teammate. Only Yi Chen calls me that. He drank Lao Wang's transformation potion and turned into this damn orange cat. I'm here to save him. As he spoke, he stretched out his paws to hug secretly. Yi Chen was ecstatic in his heart. Yes, yes, brother. The mouth is fierce and fierce. Miao Zhu Tu Jiang Chen, get away, I only love Wanner. The whole place was silent for 3 seconds, and then Su Wan's face turned white, her arms holding Yi Chen shook like leaves falling in the wind, and her tears fell hot on her orange hair. Her pupils shrank suddenly, and her voice was as choked as a broken bead. Xiao Chen, are you really Yi Chen? Not Xiao Lizi. Jiang Chen nodded like garlic, sweat dampened bangs splashing. Yes. Yi Chen, this unlucky ghost, has been chasing you for 3 years, drank the wrong medicine and turned into a cat. Su Wan, let me take him away and find Lao Wang's antidote. He took the opportunity to squeeze the door sideways, stepped on the door curtain, the curtain slid down, dust hit his face and coughed repeatedly. Su Wan collapsed. Her knees softened, she knelt down, hugged Yi Chen tightly and rolled into the house. The door slammed on the bridge of Jiang Chen's nose, and the smell of rust oozed from blood. She cried loudly, and her tears were like a bursting flood. She hit the floor with a slapping sound, and her orange hair became wet into a ball. She stroked Yi Chen's head with her fingers, her voice was broken, her shoulders twitched so much that the bathrobe fell off her shoulders, and her fair skin shone under the light. Yi Chen, you finally said it? You used to pretend to be cool and refuse to admit it, but now you become a cat and beg for mercy. Xiao Chen, I like you too. I've been in love since childhood. Qin Feng is nothing, I just want to hold hands with you, watch dramas, go for walks. She lowered her head and kissed Yi Chen's cat head, her lips were hot and soft, and the tip of her tongue licked the hair and itched into the bone marrow. Yi Chen's hair exploded, and his heart exploded with ecstasy. Amelia Su confessed. This misunderstanding is worth the potion. But he waved his paws wildly to push it away, and said, Miao Wanner, have you kissed me enough? I want to be your pet forever. When Yi Chen saw this, his heart exploded. Opportunity. I shouted in my heart, Su Wan, remember I love you, change back first and then chase after you. But the climax of the side effect came, and she fired a series of bombs from her mouth. Miao Su Wan, I am Yi Chen, I have loved you for 3 years. From the first sight in the company to dissing Qin Feng in the tea room, it is all for you. The milky voice dragged out and trembled like an affectionate BGM. The idol drama was still playing on the TV in the living room, and the male protagonist confessed simultaneously, I have loved you for 3 years and I have never changed my heart. Jiang Chen was blinded by the door smashing, his nose was bleeding, and he stumbled into the house. His eyes stared out of the window, and his voice trembled like a crow, stop, stop, stop. Are you too crazy? Su Wan, this cat is really Yi Chen. He is a straight man in his heart. He usually complains about your innocent girl. This is definitely not the case. Little Plum is possessed by the soul. He stretched out his hand to pull Su Wan's bathrobe away and tried to separate it. The steaming air in the living room was mixed with the salty smell of tears and blood. The neighbor's aunt squeezed into the crack of the door to secretly take a photo. The flash of her mobile phone was dazzling, its live broadcast. The goddess is crying and confessing, and the cat boyfriend is so sweet. Jiang Chen was dumbfounded. He opened his mouth wide enough to stuff a duck egg, rolled on the ground with his head in his hands, howling with laughter and crying, ha ha ha, Yi Chen, your side effects are too poisonous. Su Wan, he is not affectionate, he is a forced love talk with a potion. It's a black market product sold by Lao Wang, and his 24-hour inner monologue becomes a golden sentence. Su Wan couldn't listen, and hugged Yi Chen in circles, kissing her non-stop while she was dizzy, her lips were covered with wet orange hair. Her cries and laughter were like bells and tears, the lavender candles were filled with smoke, and the living room was a mess, the phone cord was wrapped around the feet, the BGM roared at the climax of the TV series, and the neighbor's aunt screamed, it's so cruel, cat soul love. Forward it to the company group. The news spread like wildfire, and the company WeChat group exploded instantly. Xiao Li's voice boomed, sisters. Su Wan's demon cat is Yi Chen's transformation. The confession was broadcast live, Jiang Chen was kicked into a pig's head. Qin Feng turned green. Lao Wang's instant noodle-flavored fingers flew, don't tell me, the medicine I sell. Colleagues went crazy with their emojis, and someone at Goddess Company Gossip upgraded, the cat version of Yi Chen is so flirty, Su Wan bursts into tears and confesses to each other. Sheng Yan stood at the cold desk, frowning slightly, pursed her red lips, and clicked on the video. The orange cat was being kissed, and she said, I have loved you for 3 years, her pupils flashed with curiosity, and her heart moved, interesting. This Yi Chen is so good at turning into a cat. An orgasm broke out in the room. Su Wan pressed Yi Chen under the pillow and kissed her until Yi Chen couldn't breathe and struggled with his claws in the air. The smell of the fish-scented cat can still lingered in his mouth. Her confessions were like a barrage of confessions, Yi Chen, from now on I will kiss and hug you every day, you will be my exclusive pet boyfriend. Qin Feng get out, Jiang Chen get out, it's just us. Jiang Chen collapsed on the sofa, his nose bleeding couldn't stop, He wiped his face and shouted in despair, "Yi Chen, is the effect of the medicine almost over? Hold on, I'll go to Lao Wang to get the antidote." He got up, stumbled to the kitchen, rummaged through Su Wan's refrigerator, and smelled the remaining potion bottles, Lao Wang's spare ones for Yi Chen. The blue liquid was sloshing, and the smell of lemon was sour. Su Wan turned her head sharply, glared at Jiang Chen with tears in her eyes, and said in a thunderous voice, "Get out. You cat abuser, Yi Chen said you are a pig teammate, and you still want to break us up." She kicked Jiang Chen's calf, and the leather boots clicked. Jiang Chen threw the sofa, his butt flattened the pillow, and the dust flew up and filled his nose. He got up, his face twisted in embarrassment, and he stammered to cover up, I'm not. "Yi Chen, speak. Tell her the truth, I'm here to save you." Yi Chen's heart, "Brother, hold on." But the mouth said, "Miao Zhu Jiangchen, you are getting darker and darker, shut up and let me and wanna be sweet." Jiang Chen's heart skipped a beat, "Brother, I'll transform into a dog to help you. Prove the truth." He drank it down, and the bottle shattered on the ground, the glass shards pungent to his nose. His body went limp, his bones crackled, his hair grew wildly, and he turned into a clumsy Shiba Inu, with brown hair sticking out in disorder, his tongue gasping, and his eyes widened. "Woof. Su Wan, look. I have changed too. The pig teammate Yi Chen mentioned is me." But the side effect triggered, the dog's mouth burst out, "Wang Wanner, you have a great figure, softer than an AV actress. Jiang Chen, have been secretly in love with you for half a year." Su Wan turned her head, her hand holding Yi Chen froze, her eyes widened to their maximum size, and she screamed like a bomb, "Ah, another one. Twin suitors." The Shiba Inu Jiang Chen fluttered with his four paws, knocking over the coffee table, the cup fragments flying and clicking, and the tea splashed yellow stains on the carpet. She rushed over and stepped on the dog's tail. Jiang Chen howled and screamed, thinking in his heart, "It's over, I'm getting more and more chaotic." Yi Chen was in the arms of the orange cat nest, laughing in his heart, "Brother, you Shiba Inu is even stupider. Before the medicine ends, this misunderstanding will go to heaven." Su Wan's scream still echoed in her ears, like the muffled sound of a balloon exploding. The air in the living room was so thick that you could squeeze out water, mixed with the hot and wet smell of dog breath, the pungent sharpness of broken glass, and the salty astringency of Su Wan's tears. The shoulder straps of her bathrobe completely slipped off, revealing the crystal beads of sweat on her collarbone, which shimmered like diamonds under the yellow light of the chandelier. She stared at the Shiba Inu Jiang Chen fluttering on the ground, her almond-shaped eyes widened to the limit, her pupils trembling like water waves in an earthquake. The orange cat Yi Chen in her hand was squeezed tightly by her unconsciously, and her four claws were scratching her arm, leaving red marks that were itchy and stinging. Yi Chen roared in his heart, "Jiang Chen, you damn dog, shut your pig mouth. The effect of my medicine is about to end, don't expose more." But the tail twitched even more violently, and the outline of the human figure flickered under the fur, like the intermittent ghost of a television signal. The Shiba Inu Jiang Chen stood on the ground with four paws, his brown hair curled up into a chicken coop, his tongue stretched out and his threads clicked on the carpet, causing yellow stains to spread into a lake. His dog eyes were round and covered with bloodshot red threads. He stared at Yi Chen's back with exploding orange hair, and his heart collapsed. "Brother Yi Chen, I'm sorry. I can't control the side effects." His mouth opened, his voice was as hoarse as a broken gong, and he barked, "Wow Yi Chen, I know all your secrets. After pursuing Su Wan for 3 years, you secretly hid her hair in your wallet, fantasized about kissing her on the lips every day in the tea room, and dissed Qin Fengqi as a green tea pineapple. Huh, I am the only one in the company who knows." The dog's tail swung wildly, knocking over the TV remote control, and landed with a slap. The BGM of the TV series stopped abruptly, and was replaced by the harsh buzzing of an advertising ringtone. Su Wan's face turned from tear-stained to crimson in an instant, her chest heaved violently, the arm holding Yi Chen shook like a sieve, her tears fell again, splashing heat into her orange hair. She looked down at Yi Chen, her voice choked with sobs, and her shoulders twitched causing her bathrobe to sway. "Xiao Chen, you even stole your hair. So you're so infatuated. That scumbag Qin Fengqi, you really dissed him." She stroked her fingers over Yi Chen's head, and pressed her soft and hot fingertips to make Yi Chen's forehead feel dizzy, and she complained in her heart, "Jiang Chen, you are a pig. Exposing my dark history, this misunderstanding is about to come to a head." The orange cat and Shiba Inu looked at each other. Yi Chen's cat's eyes narrowed into slits and spitting fire, Jiang Chen's dog's mouth grinned stupidly, and they were fighting each other like machine guns in their hearts. "Yi Chen, get out of here, dead dog." "Jiang Chen, brother, hold on, you are so sweet." The side effects were like time bombs exploding together. Yi Chen's mouth opened fiercely, and the long tail sound was like a love song MV, "Meow Jiang Chen, a pig and a dog, we are twin suitors, and we love you wanna together. Kiss and hug you every day, and share half of your love." Immediately afterwards, Jiang Chen's dog-like voice was followed by a blow, and Su Wan's calf was itching with his breath. "Wow. Yes. Twin pet boyfriends, Su Wan, you have a hot body, let's take turns to be the pillows and lick the screen." The air in the room froze for 3 seconds, and Su Wan's screams turned into gasps of excitement. She knelt on her knees, holding the cat in one hand and pulling the dog's tail with the other. Her bathrobe was completely loosened, and her fair skin was looming in the smoke of the lavender candle. She laughed and cried, her voice trembling like a bell, "Twins. Xiao Chen and Xiao Jiang, you are so romantic. Childhood sweethearts have upgraded to a pet harem, I will take them all. Qin Fengqi, get out of here, we have threesomes every day from now on." She lowered her head to kiss Yi Chen's cat nose, the wet and hot lip marks tickled her soul. She turned her head to kiss Jiang Chen's dog's forehead, and the dog's hair was stained with red and shiny lipstick. Jiang Chen's body stiffened, and his heart howled, "Damn it, my secret crush has become public, and I'm taking turns to pillow him." His 4 claws were scratching in an attempt to escape. His claws scratched the carpet and made a tingling sound. The dust stung her nose and made Su Wan cough. However, she pulled her back into her arms and rubbed her belly. The soft palms of her hands made the dog's belly churn. Yi Chen's tail twitching intensified, his humanoid bones creaked, and his heart was filled with ecstasy and despair. "But I'm going to change into a human being, and I can't hold on to this misunderstanding." The neighbor's aunt live broadcasted from the crack of her door, her mobile phone flashed dazzlingly, and the barrage went crazy, the masterpiece of double pet confession. Su Wan's harem is opened, forward to the company group. The WeChat group exploded into fireworks, Xiao Li's fat finger jabbed wildly and said, "Sisters. Twin pet boyfriends, Yi Chen and Jiang Chen are chasing the goddess together. Qin Fengqi vomits blood, Sheng Yan, come and grab the pet." The sweet cage in the house was upgraded. Su Wan rolled on the sofa with her 2 pets, the pillows and feathers were flying like snowflakes, and the smell of canned fish mixed with blood and sweat hit her nostrils. She gasped and grabbed her phone, with a smile on her red lips. "At the company party in the afternoon, I will show you off. Let the whole company know that my Su Wan's 2 pets are super sweet." Yi Chen was heartbroken. "Party? I only have half an hour left for the medicine to take effect, just in case I'm exposed." The paws were waving wildly, trying to dig at her phone, but instead they were scribbling on the screen. The paw prints curved into big hearts and the pink wallpaper flickered. She screamed excitedly, "Look! Xiao Chen painted a love heart to pray for eternal unity." Jiang Chen licked his paws with tongue-tied tongue, and complained in his heart, "Yi Chen, your claws are disabled, so draw them in the shape of a heart to trick me." Time flies, the sun shines slantingly in the afternoon of the next day, the barbecue stall downstairs of the company is filled with smoke, and flies are buzzing and circling, and the smell of meat is tangy. The party was held in the underground staff restaurant, with neon lights flashing and beer foam sizzling. Colleagues gathered around a round table to scroll through their phones, beer bottles clinking and clinking, and potato chip crumbs scattered like rain on the floor. Xiao Li's fat face turned red, and he waved his cell phone and screamed, "The live broadcast is coming." Su Wan makes a grand appearance with her two pets. Everyone turned their heads, their eyes widened like bells, their mouths opened wide and they stuffed potato chips, and the sound of chewing stopped. Lao Wang's instant noodles tasted like residue on his lips, beads of sweat rolled down the bridge of his nose, and he panicked in his heart, "The potion has been exposed, I'm finished." Su Wan pushed the door open and walked in. She changed her bathrobe into tight denim hot pants, her long legs were dazzling, and she wore a white t-shirt with two pet cartoons printed on her upper body. The orange cat Yi Chen was curled up in her arms, and the Shiba dog Jiang Chen was hanging on his shoulders. Her smile was as bright as a heroine, and her voice was high and cut through the noise, "Look. My Xiaochen and Xiaojiang, twin suitors. Love me so much that they become pets." The whole place was silent, and then burst into laughter like thunder. Someone sprayed beer, foam splashed on the table, and someone dropped the phone and cracked the screen. Shaoli rushed up, touched Yi Chen's hair with trembling hands, and said in a sharp voice, "Magical cat. I've watched the video of her breasts confessing 10 times, it's so sexy. Xiaojiang dog, are you also affectionate?" Colleague A stared back, his chair scratching the ground. Transformation medicine. Black market product. Su Wan, are you afraid of being bitten by a demon pet? Jiang Chen lost control of his body and had a side effect, chasing his own tail in circles, his brown fur whirring, and his tongue flicking around and making everyone's faces hot and sticky. I roared in my heart, "Stop it, pig body." But his mouth was full of laughter. "While Wanner loves you, look, I'm chasing my tail to symbolize eternal spinning love." He knocked over the beer barrel, yellow liquid poured down on his ankles and splashed cold water on his trousers. Everyone burst out laughing, and their stomach cramps hit the table, "Ha ha ha. Dog chasing tail, Su Wan, your pet can act in skits." Yi Chen hugged Su Wanhui, laughing inside, "Jiang Chen, you stupid dog." The whole audience laughed to death. Trying to call for help, she threw her paws at the napkin and scribbled on it. She wanted to write "life-saving medicine" on the napkin, but it twisted into a giant heart with an arrow pointing directly at Su Wan's heart. She hugged her tightly and screamed, "Xiaochen draws again. Both of us are united and love me to the core." My colleague Otom blushed and covered her chest, "It's so sweet. I want to buy some medicine and turn into a rabbit to chase my husband." With the sound of ridicule, Qin Fengqi pushed open the door and barged in. His suit was stiff and perfume smelled in his nose, his handsome face was distorted and the color of pig liver, and his bloodshot eyes were beating like an angry bull. He pointed at the tip of Su Wan's nose, his fingers trembling like Parkinson's disease, and a bitter voice squeezed out from between his teeth, "Su Wan. Are you embarrassing yourself by raising these two strange pets? The orange cat Shiba Inu, full of nonsense, a black market monster. The company party turned into a circus. Come with me, I'll pick you up in the Lamborghini and throw away this garbage." He stretched out his hand to grab Yi Chen's tail, his leather shoes splashed with beer, and the smell of alcohol mixed with meat was pungent in the air. The whole audience gasped, and Shaoli stood in front of him, his eyes rounded and protective. "Young Master Qin, you must wear your cuckold firmly. Double pet deces you pineapple spirit." Qin Feng's face turned pale, the veins on his forehead bulged, and his tail-grabbing movements were stiff and swung in the air, making an embarrassing sound of wind. Yi Chen's tail finally twitched, the bones of the humanoid rattled, the hair retreated to reveal the outline of his fingers, and he was ecstatic in his heart, transformed back. But the side effect was the last blow, a long milky cry, "Meow Qin Feng, come on, Wanner only loves us two pets." Jiang Chen's dog rear-ended and hit Qin Feng's calf, and woof, woof, hit him, woof, yes. Let's take turns to keep watch, Su Wan is safe. Qin Feng stumbled and threw the table, the beer bottle jingled on the ground, and his buttocks was wet and smelly with yellow stains. He climbed up, stared out of the window, and yelled with a trembling voice, "Monster! I don't believe in evil. I will arrest Lao Wang tomorrow to ask for medicine." Everyone burst into laughter, and someone slapped their shoulders and complained, "Young Master Qin, give up. Two pets are invincible." At the peak of laughter, the aloof goddess Sheng Yan quietly appeared, with long straight black hair like a waterfall, red lips and high heels, and the Chanel air was crisp and clear. She raised her eyebrows slightly, her pupils flashed with interest, and she stared at Jiang Chen, the Shiba Inu, who was spinning in circles, and something moved in her heart. "This dog is interesting." Jiang Chen's eyes locked on hers, he breathed wildly, and his mouth burst out with a golden sentence, "Wow, Sister Sheng Yan, your beauty makes my heart beat. You are colder than Su Wan, and your legs are as long as your heart. I, Jiang Chen, want to be your foot pad and lick your shoes." The whole audience was stunned. Sheng Yan's red lips were slightly opened, her cheeks were flushed, her eyes were narrowed into crescent moons, her fingers touched her earlobes to cover up her embarrassment, her voice was cold but trembling, "This dog can talk." She squatted down and stretched her delicate hand towards the dog's nose, the hot air was as numb as an electric current. Xiao Li screamed, "You flirted with the goddess." Sheng Yan fell. Su Wan hugged her two pets tightly, and said, "Mine. But I don't mind sharing." Yi Chen's human form was half exposed, his claws turned into fingers and grasped the corner of Su Wan's clothes, and his heart exploded. Sheng Yan joins. Misunderstanding that black holes are expanding. On the verge of the end of the drug's effect, his bones were all ringing, his hair was receding, and his human ears were looming. He opened his mouth to shout the truth, but his milky voice remained, "Meow, let's love each other." Qin Fengqi burst out of the door, banging the wall and shaking the dust, making everyone laugh. Lao Wang privately stamped on WeChat, "The antidote is on the second floor of the black market, hold on." But outside the restaurant door, mysterious footsteps knocked, and a faint whisper came, "The source of the potion has been exposed." The world expands, the shadow of the black market quietly approaches, the misunderstanding between the two pets sweeps the company like a virus, and amid the sweet laughter, there is an undercurrent of crisis. The restaurant's neon lights buzzed and flashed like broken disco balls, beer foam stuck to the edge of the table and tickled, meat skewers and oily smoke mixed with dog breath hit the face in a heat wave, and flies buzzed and irritated against the mesh. Sheng Yan's slender fingers were still hanging in front of Jiang Chen's dog's nose. The hot air collided like static sparks, and the blush on her snow-white cheeks spread into a rouge cloud. Her red lips trembled slightly, and her voice was cool but trembling, "This dog really knows how to seduce. Licking its feet and shoes. The company has never seen such a special pet." Xiao Li's fat face was squeezed into a chrysanthemum, and he leaned forward with his hands on the table. Eyes as wide as light bulbs, beads of sweat running down his chin, smashing potato chips into pieces, screams rising to the top of the ear, "Sister Sheng has fallen." The dog's golden words hit the cold heart, and the live barrage exploded, the first person in the goddess's foot paths. Colleagues laughed like a tsunami, some people choked with beer and bent over, some people forwarded it wildly on their mobile phones, and the WeChat jingles turned into a fireworks show. Su Wan hugged Yi Chen's orange cat even tighter, clamped the cat's body between her thighs in hot pants and heated it up, pulled down the collar of her t-shirt to reveal sweat beads on her collarbone. She glared at Sheng Yan with a sweet and prickly voice, "Sister Yan, you also want to steal my Xiao Chen and Xiao Jiang. Can we share the harem with our two pets, but ask them first." Yi Chen nestled in her arms, his hair retreated faster, the outline of his fingers stretched out from the tips of his claws, and the orange hair fell like autumn leaves. His ears faintly broke through the hair follicles on his head, and his heart collapsed with a machine gun. It has changed back. The entire company broadcast live broadcast of my naked cat turning into a human being. This dark history will never be rectified. He tried to lower his head to hide his face, but ended up screaming loudly, with a long tail tone like a love saint's monologue, Miao Yen or Su Wan, let's be my girlfriend together, the contrast is so cute. Two hot and cold girls, I love you to the bone. The fierce and ferocious voice echoed in the restaurant, and the speaker reflection buzzed and amplified. The whole place was petrified for 3 seconds, and then burst into laughter. Sheng Yan's pupils shrank suddenly, her slender hands suddenly retracted to her chest to cover her heart, her red lips opened into an O shape, her high heels stepped back with a click and beer splashed out, the cold yellow liquid crawled down her stockings and itched and stung. Her snowy cheeks were burned into boiled shrimps, her misty eyes stared at Yi Chen's half-cat body, and her voice trembled as she murmured, Xiao Chen, you call me Yener. The contrast is cute, this cat understands me. Xiao Li threw her fat body on the table and convulsed with laughter. She poked the air with her fat fingers and waved wildly, a wonderful twist. The orange cat teases sister Sheng and they fly together, Su Wan, your harem is expanding. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes narrowed, but she smiled and hugged Yi Chen. Turning in circles, orange hair flew up and tickled everyone's faces, bad Xiao Chen. Public declaration of two girlfriends, so domineering. Sister Yen, come join us, the threesome will be upgraded to 4 pets. Jiang Chen's Shiba Inu is still chasing after the whirlwind, his brown hair whirring and gathering dust, his breath spraying. Sheng Yan's skirt is hot and sticky, and the dog's mouth barks, wow, Yi Chen is right. Sheng Yan's legs have long pads, I lick her shoes and you kiss, perfect division of labor. At the peak of laughter, Yi Chen's bones exploded and crackled like popcorn, all his orange hair retreated and scattered on the ground into a blanket, and the human form finally popped up, naked office worker Yi Chen curled up in Su Wan's arms, his skin was fair and red, his arms were around her waist and his face was buried in her chest, panting sultrily. The air in the restaurant was frozen like ice cubes hitting the floor, the flies buzzed and stopped, and the beer foam sizzled and froze. Xiao Li's potato chips fell to the floor with a clatter, and the live broadcast on his mobile phone jammed, cat turns into a human. Special effects. The residue of Lao Wang's instant noodles shook from his mouth, his eyes dropped to the point of dropping, and his shirt was wet with sweat, the effect of the medicine, is over. Yi Chen, you ran naked all over the company, completely exposed. Colleague Mane backed up and hit the wall with a bang, his voice stuttered and trembled, a demon cat turns into a human. A black market transformation show. Su Wan, you are not raising a pet, you are a pervert. Su Wan. He was stunned for 3 seconds, then burst into laughter, rubbing Yi Chen's hair with both hands to make it hot, and pressing his forehead with her fingertips to make him dizzy. Xiao Chen. Are you really Yi Chen? You have transformed into Yi Chen and chased me infatuatedly for 3 years. You secretly kissed him and hugged him. It's so romantic to show up and say it. She lowered her head and kissed his forehead. Her wet and hot lip marks were sticky. She didn't mind being naked at all, and the overlapping memories of the bathrobe doubled the sweetness. Yi Chen's heart exploded, there's a danger of nudity. The love drawn on the claws turns into a real confession, and the pig teammate Jiang Chen makes up for the chaos. He wanted to get up to hide his shame, but Su Wan held him down and rubbed his belly. His soft palms were itchy to the bone. Colleagues around him stood staring blankly. Some whistled in embarrassment, while others blushed and turned to peek. Jiang Chen swung his dog's tail wildly against the table leg, and stopped to stare at Yi Chen's human form. His dog's eyes were bloodshot and red, and he howled in his heart, my brother turned back to running naked, you misunderstood me for being a single dog. He lost control of his mouth and screamed, wow, Yi Chen is a naked idiot, I endorse the history of secretly posting black stuff. Qin Feng's green tea, touched Xiao Li's butt in the tea room last month, and dissed that your 2 pets are perverts. The whole audience burst into laughter again, Xiao Li's fat face and pig liver burst into red, and he squeezed his fat legs and screamed, Qin Feng touched me. Dog! You saw it with your own eyes, the evidence is irrefutable. Green pineapple, get out of the company. Sheng Yan covered her lips with a sweet smile and turned around with her high heels tapping her nose. Her voice was cold and charming. Yi Chen, it's you. I'll remember the couple's declaration. We'll talk about it another day. She left the scene with her long legs dazzling and a blush on her face. The neighbor's aunt's mobile phone live broadcast went crazy. A dog also confesses. Company goddess Sheng Yan, come quickly. Qin Fengqi is going to vomit blood. In Sheng Yan's video, her red lips raised a smile, and she stood up to grab the bag. Interesting, let's go and see this farce. In the house, Su Wan hugged the cat and stepped on the dog, crying and laughing. The sweet cage was upgraded to a double pet version. Yi Chen yelled in his heart, it's so cool, but I'm going to become a human. The drug's effect is counting down, the tail twitches faintly, and the humanoid outline flashes. As night falls, the candles in Su Wan's living room are filled with lavender smoke, the down on the sofa remains fishy and sweet, and the carpet is tangled with dust and dog hair. Yi Chen wrapped himself in a bathrobe and curled up on the corner of the sofa, blushing and heart beating as he recalled running around in the company naked, despising in his heart, Sheng Yan, that cold-blooded thing, is pretending to be innocent, she just has long legs. The doorbell rang urgently. Su Wan changed into hot pants and a semi-sheer nightgown, and opened the door excitedly. Sister Yan. Are you visiting your two loved ones so late? Sheng Yan wore a long straight black shawl, a red-lip pencil skirt that hugged her hips, and the coolness of Chanel hit the door crack. Her eyebrows were raised in interest, and her pupils were flashing like cats and dogs. I heard that Xiao Jiang is still a dog. After Yi Chen changed back, he came to confirm the declaration of a couple. She broke in and knelt in front of Jiang Chen, and touched the dog's nose with her delicate hand. The heat was numbing her, and her cheeks turned red again. Jiang Chen's Shiba Inu propped its 4 paws on the ground, its brown hair exploded into the chicken coop, its tongue stretched out and breathed out. Sheng Yan's face felt hot and itchy, and she was ecstatic in her heart, the goddess is here. But the side effects are locked, and the dog's voice is hoarse and broken. Wow Yenner, be my exclusive dog for foot pads. Qin Fengqi has a lot of black history. He secretly wore women's clothing to take selfies, and even cried in the toilet after a failed date. Sheng Yan's red lips were slightly opened, her eyes were round and watery, she squeezed the dog's ears with her slender fingers to soften them, and her voice was trembling and sweet. Xiao Jiang, you know, what about Qin Fengqi? Funny dogs, I'm addicted to teasing. Su Wanxiao rolled over on the sofa, her nightgown swaying, revealing her fair knees, and her legs cramped. Huh. Qin Fengqi dressed in women's clothing? The dog intelligence king, 2 pets are invincible. Yi Chen let go of his bathrobe and exposed his chest muscles, and his inner contempt burst out. A cold bitch, she blushes when a dog licks her, how vulgar. But the side effects remained, and she opened her mouth with a milky voice. Meow, Yenner, please be my girlfriend, the contrast is so cute. Cold on the outside and hot on the inside, your legs are pinching my waist and I love you so much. Although the voice echoed weakly, Sheng Yan turned to stare at him, her pupils trembling and burning, her snowy hand reached out to touch his face and said, Yi Chen is really flirting with you, are you serious about flying together? The sweet feeding battle begins. Su Wan holds the milk tray, the milky smell is steaming, Sheng Yan opens the can of cat food with a crisp sound, the 2 goddesses kneel down and you fight to feed Jiang Chen's dog mouth, the smell of milk stains mixed with perfume hits her nostrils. Jiang Chen's dog tail wildly swung against the vase and broke into pieces. Water droplets splashed onto his skirt and made it sticky. He screamed in his heart, heaven and hell. She made up for the mess with her mouth. Wow Su Wanyaner, take turns feeding me to symbolize the love of 3 people. The last time Qin Fengqi chased Sister Sheng, she sent a fake bag and was exposed and licked on her knees. Sheng Yan laughed angrily and beat the dog's head until it was soft. Her red lips were seductive. Xiao Jiang is a bad dog, exposed the old man. But I like you for being so straight. Su Wanjiao complained. He pushed her shoulders and touched her warmly. My 2 pets, just share the feeding. A farce broke out between the 2 pets. Jiang Chen's dog pounced on Yi Chen's bathrobe, biting the corner and tearing it apart. Yi Chen counterattacked in a fake cat posture and scratched the dog's ears. The two rolled on the carpet and the dust flew up. They internally argued with each other. Yi Chen, you stupid dog, don't bite my balls. Jiang Chen, real person running around naked and flirting with girls, I'm so jealous of you. The absurdity escalated, and the contrasting jokes continued. Jiang Chen took the lead in singing a love song with a dog-like voice, barking and drawling. Wow, I love you for 2 or 3 days, I will turn into a dog and lick you and never change. Yi Chen sang the chorus with a trembling voice. Meow. The contrast between flying together is cute, cold and spicy legs are clamped. The two goddesses laughed and burst into tears. Su Wan hugged her knees and rolled on the floor in her nightgown, and Sheng Yan covered her chest panting and high-heeled. She kicked over the candle and shed tears. The chorus. The two-pet boyfriend group, I am so wet after listening to it. The barrage went viral in the company's WeChat group, and Xiao Li's voice roared. Sheng Yan visits the two pets at home, feeds each other, bites each other and sings love songs. Qin Feng's women's clothes are exposed, and the cuckold is crying. The neighbor's aunt live broadcasted through the door, her mobile phone flashing. The party ended hastily. Su Wan dragged Yi Chen to put on his coat in the smoky sky, and put Jiang Chen's tail under her hot pants to go home. In the taxi, the dog breathed. It was hot, humid, and stuffy. Yi Chen shrank in embarrassment and complained internally. The company broadcast a live broadcast of a naked cat transforming into a human, so forget about resigning tomorrow. Su Wan kissed him all the way and her face was sticky, and she laughed like a bell. The real version of Xiao Chen is even cuter. The two pets become a cat, a dog and a boyfriend. Perfect. Jiang Chen's dog's head was placed on her thigh, and the seat was wet and sticky, and her heart collapsed. I'm a dog for 24 hours, and I misunderstood and became a clown on my own. The tear stains of the candles in the living room are winding into a river. The lavender smoke is sticky and clinging to the tip of the nose. The sofa down has pits with traces of two goddesses kneeling down. The crispy cat food residue makes a crunching sound under the soles of the feet, and the milk-stained carpet is wet and shiny. Su Wan's nightgown was wrinkled and clinging to her sweat-soaked back, and the semi-sheer lace edge outlined the curve of her waist. She gasped and laughed and beat her knees, her apricot tears shining as she stared at Jiang Chen. The tail of the Shiba dog hit the sofa and made a muffled sound. Xiao Jiang Shen dog. The love song's melodious and lingering sound made my legs feel weak and my heart itched. Qin Feng's green tea made me vomit 3 liters of blood. Sheng Yan's pencil skirt was wrinkled. Her pleated slit exposed the white of her knees, her red lips were breathless, her high heels were kicked crookedly and the candle oil heated her insteps. She caressed the undulating peaks of her breasts with her slender hands. Her eyes were watery as she stared at Yi Chen's loose bathrobe that exposed her chest muscles. Her voice was cold and glamorous with a trembling voice. The chorus of two pets makes me wet my heart. The real version of Yi Chen's breasts are lingering, and the contrast between the legs is adorable. I'm waiting for you to cash it. Yi Chen wrapped himself in a bathrobe and curled up on the corner of the sofa, his cheeks burning with steam, and his inner inventory flashed like a revolving lantern. The black history of the company's streaking live broadcast will never be washed away. Xiao Li's ass-faced face will be replayed 10 times, and colleague A's perverted comments about male monsters will be circulated on WeChat forever. But Su Wan's real person certified that he is infatuated with her boyfriend, secretly kissing her in a bathrobe, and the memories are superimposed, and Sheng Yan's high cold leg clamp declaration is half destroyed. The unlucky office worker counterattacks and wins in life. He tried to sit upright and cover his chest, but Jiang Chen's dog pounced on him and tore the corner of his robe. The brown-haired fried chicken nest rubbed against his thighs and itched. The dog breathed out and his navel became sticky. They were talking to each other in their hearts. Stupid dog, you can still feed yourself in heaven while carrying black stuff alone. I ran naked in exchange for a pair of goddess pillows. Do you envy the robe? Jiang Chen's eyes turned red and his tongue stretched out to lick the salty wetness of Yi Chen's ankles. As a side effect, he said in a hoarse voice, "Wow, Yi Chen's bare chest muscles are great. Su Wanyaner, touch his 8-pack abs, I guarantee he will be harder than Qin Feng's fake one." Su Wan leaned forward with laughter, her nightgown strap slipped off her shoulders, and beads of sweat rolled down her shoulders. She rushed over to rub Yi Chen's hair, and her fingertips pressed his temples to make him dizzy. Xiao Chen upgraded to a man with abdominal muscles. "Let me inspect the goods." She slipped her palm into the bathrobe and scratched her belly to the bone marrow. Yi Chen arched his waist and groaned, blushing and screaming in his heart, "Test your sister, the history of naked black is blessing, and I feel so good." Not to be outdone, Sheng Yan approached with her knees, her high heels clicked on the floor, her slender fingers hooked up to Yi Chen's chin, and her red lips touched her ears, her hot breath tickling them and numbing them. What a contrast to a real person, feel the strength of your legs. She stretched out her snow-capped legs and pressed her knees against the inside of his thighs. The scent was clear and sweet, and the milk stains were sweet and tangy. The whole place was as sweet and sticky as a honey trap. Jiang Chen's dog tail swept the carpet and dust flew up. He breathed out hot waves under Sheng Yan's skirt. His dog's mouth went out of control and he yelled, "Wow, it's fun for the three of us to touch each other." The last time Qin Feng tried on clothes at a bridal shop, he twerked narcissistically in front of the mirror and was laughed at by the clerk as a gay. The two goddesses burst out laughing. Su Wan hugged her belly and rolled up her nightgown, exposing her buttocks. She burst into tears and screamed, "Qin Feng, gay in a wedding dress." Xiao Jiang's intelligence bomb must be passed on to the WeChat group. Sheng Yan covered her mouth and gasped, kicking her high heels against the glass of the coffee table, making snowy noises. His cheeks were burning with morning glow, his eyes were misty and his pupils were trembling. Bad dogs are addicted to revealing their bottoms, but I love the straight ball, and the floor mats are upgraded exclusively. Yi Chen secretly rejoiced in his heart, the pig teammate is the king of slander. Qin Feng has a mountain of cuckolds, he will die in the company tomorrow, and I will reap the sweet profits. He stretched out his hand to scratch Jiang Chen's soft and warm dog ears. He pressed the dog's head and rolled around in a pretending doting manner. His bathrobe loosened his waistband and slid off, revealing the lines of his lower abdomen with flashing lights. The crisis was coming quietly as everyone laughed. The door lock wire clicked slightly, like a mouse's teeth grinding against iron, and the night wind filled the cracks in the door with the cold and rotten smell of fallen leaves. Qin Feng's handsome face was twisted, his liver was bulging with blue veins, his mobile phone was in pieces and his palm was bleeding. His follower, a short and fat shadow, pushed the door open and barged in. Dust flew up from the carpet when he stepped on his leather shoes. The smell of underarms, sweat, and cologne filled the living room. Qin Feng's bloodshot eyes locked onto Jiang Chen's Shiba Inu and Yi Chen's half-naked bathrobes, and he was filled with jealousy. The demon cat turned into a human to flirt with Sheng Yan naked. Shiba Inu's dirty stuff piled up in the mountains. I will take you to the wilderness and bury you alive. He roared and waved, and the follower rushed towards Jiang Chen's dog paw, grabbing the brown hair with his thick hands and blasting it with heat. Fu Shaoling, catch the dog first. Su Wan screamed and her nightgown flew up. Sheng Yan kicked the coffee table glass with her high heels and broke it sharply. Qin Feng, get out. A pervert who broke into a house. Yi Chen's forehead exploded, he jumped up in front of him with his bathrobe wrapped around him, his chest muscles tightened and blood surged, and his heart collapsed. Green tea kidnapping crisis, a sequel to the naked black history. He pointed at Qin Feng and roared with a pig liver face, and the side effects echoed in the lingering voice, Qin Feng, you love rival, get away. There are mountains of cuckolds, women's clothes are crying, the toilet is not worthy of a goddess. Although the voice was weak, it buzzed and magnified the reflection of the candle, and the whole place was petrified for a moment. Jiang Chen is a dog with 4 paws on the ground, its tail tucked between its legs, and a brown-haired hedgehog. He is breathing heavily and the follower's fat face is itching. His dog's voice is broken and he is barking wildly, "Oof, rich young man. Only poor people don't deserve it. I have a backup of the wedding dress twerking photos. If the hookup fails, kneel down and lick the fake bag, go away and cry. Qin Feng's pupils shrank suddenly, his face turned pale, and the heat in his crotch ran down his legs, itching and sticky, and he smelled of urine. A pungent smell permeated the living room. His legs went limp and he backed up and banged against the door frame. His voice trembled and stammered, "Monster, monster. The cat man and dog demon said that I have dirty information. I will bury you alive." The follower let go of the dog's hair with his fat hands, his eyes widened and dropped beads, and his fat face padded with sweat. He screamed and backed up and bumped into Qin Feng. "Master, this dog is psychic, and there is irrefutable evidence, let's run." Chaos broke out. Jiang Chen's dog pounced on Yi Chen's back and pressed heat. Yi Chen instinctively got down on all fours and ran wildly in a fake cat pose, his bathrobe flew to the floor and his bare back flashed with lights. A dog and a cat man ran wildly into the living room and bumped into the candle holder, making candle oil splash and burn hot. Su Wan and Sheng Yan chased each other together, her nightgown with high heels clicking, and the high heels flew off and hit the follower on the forehead. "My two-pet love triangle, Qin Feng, you are so green." Qin Feng called the follower to block the door, but was knocked open by a dog riding a cat. Yi Chen is running naked on a dog, and the pig is howling in his heart. The sequel of my naked dog riding, the whole city's live broadcast club is dead. Jiang Chen's dog paw clawed at his shoulder, which was hot and painful, and he breathed out and made his neck wet and sticky. Wang navigated. "Whoa, the fruit stall is rushing." Qin Feng catches up and licks the shoes. The street fruit stalls have yellow light bulbs, the peach juice is dripping red, the watermelon rind is cracked and smells sweet, and the stall owner stares as his cigarette ashes fall to the ground. The dog rider and the cat rider knocked over the stall and crashed, the watermelon exploded with juice and splashed sticky red stripes on Yi Chen's naked back, the peach rolled to the ground and the dog's paws stepped on it and burst juice and sprayed Qin Feng's Lamborghini windshield. The stall owner threw himself on the ground and scratched the air and screamed, "The naked dog rides on the demon cat. Hit grandpa's stall and pay for it." Qin, the door of the windmill was kicked open and the handsome man with wild hair and pig liver chased him. The urine stain on his crotch flashed in the street light in embarrassment. The fat follower gasped and said, "Master, the evildoer is really dirty. You are done with the women's photos posted on the internet." Passers-by's mobile phones poked at the live broadcast, and the barrage exploded. Naked cats and dogs ride on melons. Qin Feng wets his pants and pursues a love triangle. Sheng Yan and Su Wan run into the fairy drama in high heels. Su Wan caught up with her nightgown flying, her almond-shaped eyes smoldering as she hugged her knees and laughed. Shaoqin Shaojiang is so cute when a dog rides a cat, the contrast is so cute. Sheng Yan's pencil skirt was torn open and her legs were dazzling, her high-heeled bare feet stung when they hit the cement, and her red lips smiled. The dog rides on the naked cat. I'm itching to chase after him. The chase escalated all over the city. Dogs and cats were rushing through the bridal shop. The glass doors of the bridal shop jingled. The crystal chandeliers were bright and dazzling. The white wedding gauze layered with fragrant powder smelled pungent. The bride was dumbfounded in front of the fitting mirror. Yi Chen's doggy back slid into the wedding gauze stand, and the dog's head came out of the white gauze. The girl in the store screamed and covered her breasts. Pet wedding photos. The dog rides on the cat and the bride and groom, super contrasting cute photos. The flash flashed wildly. Jiang Chen's dog tongue licked the gauze to make it hot and wet, and Wufuao added, "While Yi Chen wears a wedding dress to marry Su Wanyaner, the love triangle is perfect." Gay Qin Feng, don't steal the spotlight. Qin Feng broke into the crepe and hit the gauze stand. The wedding dress hooded ghost. He struggled and tore open his pig liver diapers. The girl in the store burst into tears and forwarded on her mobile phone, "The ghost in the green tea rich young man's wedding dress, the monster pet is so cute." Su Wan Shenzhen rushed to the door, panting in high heels and barefoot, rolling on her belly and laughing and crying. Xiao Chen's wedding cat is so handsome, Xiao Zhang's dog head is the king. The pet love triangle will never end. Fireworks exploded in the company's WeChat group, and Xiao Li's fat voice yelled harshly, "The whole city is live broadcasting a dog riding a naked cat and hitting a melon wedding dress, Qin Fengqi diapers women's clothing continuation." The drama of two goddesses pursuing love, hundreds of thousands of barrages. The residue of Lao Wang's instant noodles shook off, eyes wide open and beads of sweat wet his shirt. The second floor of the black market is where the medicine lasts, the monster pet is invincible. Yi Chen is riding a dog, grabbing the yarn and rushing to the back door of the store. Jiang Chen's claws are clenched tightly in pain, and they are arguing with each other in their hearts. Yi Chen, the stupid dog's wedding dress club will die twice as hard. Jiang Chen, real naked wedding dress, you are so happy and envious to death. They ran back to the streets, throwing away Qin Feng's followers, and ran into Su Wan's warm and soft arms under the neon lights. Su Wan wrapped her pet in her nightgown and rubbed her belly with a sticky kiss, escape hero. Love triangle cute crying sister. Sheng Yan caressed the dog's nose and cat's ears, and her cheeks were red and misty, naked cat on its feet. I will always remember it. Qin Fengqi was caught by the road police in embarrassment, and he wet his pants and cried out, the monster framed by black material. The girls laughed, cried, and hugged the pets. The candles in the living room were filled with smoke, and the sofa sank into a new pit and steamed up. Jiang Chen's dog curled up, Su Wan's thighs were soaked in sweat, and Yi Chen's bathrobe was wrapped tightly in her belly while enjoying it. She felt relieved, the pursuit of the black material was reversed, the city's favorite fans supported her, and her life was won. But he glanced at the dim light of the potion bottle on the coffee table, and the vague writing on the label appeared, the side effects are about to end in 24 hours, and the countdown red light is ticking like a bomb. Yi Chen's pupils shrank suddenly, his heart skipped a beat, and he panicked in his heart, Jiang Chen's dog turned back into a naked man. The history of double blacks broke out in series. Sheng Yan and Su Wan witnessed it live. How can I resolve the misunderstanding? The siren whined outside the door, Qin Feng's howl echoed in the night sky, and the crisis was surging like an undercurrent. The remaining flames of the candles in the living room swayed and elongated the shadows like ghost claws scratching the wall. The lavender smoke stagnated in the air and stuck to the throat and made it dry. The steam from the sofa down pits mixed with milk stains and fermented sour, sweet and rancid. The carpet dust mixed with red streaks of watermelon juice stuck to the soles of the feet. Yi Chen's bathrobe was loosely wrapped around Su Wan's legs, and his palms were stroking him, making him feel hot and itchy to the bone marrow. A red light flashed in his heart, Jiang Chen's dog's body hair was thinning, and his brown hair fell off the sofa like autumn leaves. The countdown to the side effects was like a heart bomb, and he turned into a naked man and pig, and his teammates died on the spot. The two goddesses watched their brother's bare buttocks wet. How could he stop this misunderstanding? The potion bottle on the coffee table pulsed with faint blue light like a poisonous snake spitting a message. The label was blurred with the words, 24H end, embossed with blood. His fingers trembled when he poked the bottle, which was cold and bone-chilling. His throat was dry and he couldn't swallow without making a sound. The shoulder straps of Su Wan's nightgown are skewed, exposing her collarbone, and beads of sweat are rolling down her cheeks. She rubs the phantom part of Yi Chen's cat ears with watery almond eyes, and smiles sweetly with a hint of worry. Xiao Chen and Xiao Jiang escaped heroically, and Qin Fengqi, the pants-wetting ghost, was caught to relieve his anger. But the siren outside the door was wailing like a reminder, and the WeChat group barrage exploded. Two beloved super-powerful lovers torture the scumbag king. Will you two die and go to heaven tomorrow in the company? She slid her fingers. Yi Chen's neck was pressed with heat, and the sweet smell of sweat mixed with the milk stains was sweet, but he glanced at Jiang Chen, his dog eyes were slack, his tongue was hanging and ticking, his voice was slightly trembling and he hugged the dog's waist softly. Why did Xiao Jiang lose his hair? Is he sick? I feel so bad for my sister. Sheng Yan tore her pencil skirt. Her crossed legs were faintly cramped. She curled up with her bare feet on the armrest of the sofa. She bit her red lips and bit her white fingers and caressed Jiang Chen's moist and hot nose. Her pupils were glistening and she stared at the dim light of the medicine bottle. The hair on the foot pads is sparse. Is the medicine no longer effective? Master Yi Chen, you owe me an explanation for the leg clamps. This contrast is so cute and dark, I can't live up to it. My sister's legs will pinch you off. The high heels kicked the coffee table and the glass shattered. The air was as oppressive as the sweltering heat before a rainstorm. Everyone's laughter stopped, and only the sirens echoed in the night sky to tear their eardrums. Jiang Chen's Shiba Inu curled up on Su Wan's thighs and breathed out weakly. The bottom of her skirt was wet and sticky. The large bald spots on her brown hair were exposed and the pink skin of the dog was trembling. As a side effect, her voice was as hoarse as sandpaper grinding her throat. She let out a weak and trailing bark, "Wow Su Wanyaner. I love your soft legs." But the hair fell out and the dog became bald. Qin Fengqi laughed to death. The dog's claws are unable to scratch the carpet and the dust is flying, the tail is folded between the legs and it is lying down like a defeated dog, the pig is howling in the heart, the medicine is burning the tail, the naked man is resurrected and is embarrassed in public. Yi Chen, you cheated me and you have exclusive access to heaven. Yi Chen's heartbeat was like a drumstick hitting his chest. He stretched out his hand to scratch Jiang Chen's bald spot and scratched it, pretending to be a pet, pressing the dog's head and rolling around to hide his panic. The belt of his bathrobe was loose and slippery, exposing the lines of his abdominal muscles, and the lights were flashing, and they were fighting with each other in their hearts. Stupid dog, hold on. The Black Market King's antidote on the second floor has not yet responded. To the private stamp, how can Brother Pig survive after turning back into a naked pig? The sirens and brakes screeched outside the door, and Qin Feng's pig liver howled like a night owl. Evil cats and dogs. I'll bail you out and hire a trainer to skin you alive. Su Wan Shenzhen is mine. The night wind filled the cracks in the window and scratched the bones. The light bulb in the living room buzzed and flickered like a will-o'-the-wisp. Su Wan's phone vibrated wildly and the WeChat group fireworks exploded. Xiao Li's voice was as harsh as fingernails scratching a blackboard. Sister Su. Qin Fengqi was released on bail, and hired the black market weird trainer, Dog King, to kidnap his pet. The sequel to the live broadcast across the city, the barrage crying for superpower lovers to abuse the scum. Lao Wang's instant noodle spray, the antidote is over, first aid on the second floor of the black market. Sheng Yan's face turned pale and she banged her fist on the sofa. Her red lips trembled and she dialed the company's internal line. Use all resources to track the GPS of Qin Feng's luxury car. Don't throw away the dog or cat. The contrast is so cute that I owe you a kiss. She pressed her knee against Yi Chen's inner thigh to warn of heat pressure, and the scent of fresh perfume mixed with the smell of sweat suppressed the air and suffocated her. Yi Chen's pupils shrank and his heart collapsed. Green TIQ still needs a trainer because it owes money. My human form is stable. But Jiang Chen's bald dog is in crisis. He kidnapped and died 3 times in a row, and he was sucked into the black hole of life. He tried to stand up and block the door, his bathrobe fluttered away and the hot wind hit his face. As a side effect, his milky voice was weak and humming. Qin Fengqi is a crazy fan. Get away, the goddess's legs won't be clamped on you. The door lock clicked loudly like a hammer breaking a lock. Sawdust flew and smelled of wood. The short and fat trainer, Dog King, came in and was covered in dog dander, armpit odor, sweat, and bad cologne hit his nose in disgust. His beard was shiny and dripping with sweat, and his eyes were narrowed to lock Jiang Chen. The bald dog and Yi Chen were half naked in bathrobes, and the portable iron cage clanged like shackles. Master Qin hired me with a fortune to capture the super-powerful demon pet. Get into the cage obediently, otherwise the electric shock stick will be waiting for you. The fat ghost of the follower peeked out of the door, beads of sweat on his fat face. The cement slapped, and he screamed and pushed the dog prince. Master, hurry up. The evil dog said that Miss Qin was wearing diapers. Thousands of people laughed at her during the live broadcast. The dog prince smiled ferociously and swung the electric prod, the blue arc flashed and made a piercing buzz. He grabbed Jiang Chen's bald tail with his rough hands and pulled it hard. The dog's body bounced and grunted. Su Wan screamed and threw herself into her nightgown, her shoulders exposed. "Let go, pervert. Call the police." Sheng Yan kicked the dog prince with high heels and her bare feet, making the knee ring. His legs were weak and he knelt on the ground, but he used an iron cage to grab Yi Chen's waist with hot pressure, catch both monsters in one fell swoop, and Master Qin's bounty will be doubled. Chaos broke out, and Jiang Chen, a bald dog with a hoarse voice, burst out with misleading words. "Wow, uncle, are you our #1 fan? The live broadcast of a dog riding a cat in a wedding dress is super cute. Qin Fengqi, a gay guy in diapers, don't steal the spotlight." The dog prince froze in action, and his beard trembled. His eyes widened with trembling eyes, his fat face turned purple and he sweated like rain. Fan. I am a huge fan. The demon pet recognizes me as the #1, autograph and take photos with TikTok. He let go of the iron cage and poked at the phone wildly, and the electric prod fell to the ground and scorched the carpet, burning the carpet with a smell that filled his nostrils. Yi Chen complained in his heart that Qin Feng's IQ was like shit. Green tea hired a stupid trainer to reveal dirty information. But the side effect was that his voice was bombarded with love words. Uncle's fans' welfare, touch the contrasting cute abs, Qin Feng's fake bag can't compare. The dog prince's pupils exploded and he knelt down to worship, his thick hands trembled and touched the lower abdomen of Yi Chen's bathrobe with heat. Real abdominal muscles are hard. Superpower lovers are addicted to touch. Qin Shao the cuckold deserves it. Su Wan Shenzhian's almond-shaped eyes widened, her nightgown and pencil skirt were sticky and soaked with sweat. Su Wan burst into tears and beat her chest. Xiaochen's line is straight to flirt with the uncle. The love triangle has expanded to the master. Sheng Yan's red lips twitched and her legs were white. Bad cats are addicted to misleading, but the fans are wet after hearing the benefits. Fireworks exploded in the WeChat group. Colleagues in the company were screaming. The residue of Lao Wang's instant noodles shook off and screamed, superpowers of demon pets. The dog king worships the black material. Qin Fengqi hired thieves to turn fans into fans. I will wait for the antidote on the second floor. The replay of Xiao Li's fat anus face was played 10 times, the #1 fan touched his abs, and the double pet lover tortured the scum king, and the barrage asked for continuation with millions. The dog prince was excited to carry the iron. The two pets got into the dilapidated van, and the engine coughed and black smoke choked his nose. He roared in the driver's seat and started Douyin live broadcast, fan welfare. The demon pet is singing karaoke in the car. Mr. Qin, you have sex at grandma's house. Jiang Chen's bald dog curled up in the iron cage, his hair stripped off and his pink skin shook. Yi Chen's bathrobe was torn and half naked, pressing the dog's body hot and sticky, and his heart was broken. The stupid dog's lines betrayed his teammates. The naked belly was broadcast live in the car. How could he become a naked man and a pig? The car bumped and rattled, and the dog prince yelled into the karaoke gong, "Woof, woof, I love you even if you don't tell me monster pet chorus." Jiang Chen and Wang Ye echoed, "Wow uncle fan, Qin Feng's wedding dress twerking photos are on your TikTok." Yi Chen drawled, "Uncle fans, leg clamp benefits are waiting to be cashed in." Neon lights flashed across the streets in the vans, which dazzled the eyes. Passers-by poked at the live broadcast on their mobile phones and there was an avalanche of barrages. Superpowered cats and dogs flirt with trainers and sing in karaoke. Qin Feng's IQ is in arrears, and there are a lot of cuckolds, and it's a drama about company lovers torturing scumbags. The police lights flashing at the door of Su Wan's house. She wrapped herself in a nightgown and dialed 110, her almond-shaped eyes blazing, kidnapped by a demon pet. Uncle, the #1 fan of superpowered cats and dogs, tracked the GPS. Sheng Yan's company's resources flashed to a black screen, and her slender fingers clicked on the keyboard. Luxury car positioning locked, foot pads for dogs and cats recovered, leg clips for accounting. The candles in the living room were extinguished, and the black smoke was as oppressive as a tomb. The siren faded away and the dull thunder in the night sky was approaching. The Dog King sings loudly in the car and his voice is deafening. The iron cage bumps and Yichen rides like a dog and the heat pressure reappears. Jiang Chen's bald dog paws hurt his shoulders. They are fighting each other in their hearts. Yi Chen, the fan uncle is dead in the karaoke club, and your pig teammates are the #1 culprit. Jiang Chen, a real person lifting up his abs and legs will make you so happy that you bite your tail with envy. The crisis is brewing. The van brakes harshly at the highway intersection. The engine of Qin Feng's Lamborghini roars like a beast and blocks the path. The headlights are as dazzling as knives. His liver-like face roars and veins pop out of the window, the traitor of the dog prince. Give me back your demon pet, and Su Wancheng's beautiful legs are given to me. The dog prince's live broadcast is crazy. Laughing, young Master Qin is a cuckold, and the demon pet recognizes me as the leader of fans. The high-speed chase smells strong, black smoke billows from the friction of the tires, and the stench hits his nostrils. Yi Chen's inner pig howls, green tea intercepts the ultimate crisis, Jiang Chen turns back to a zero-egg countdown, naked pig broadcasts live to the whole city, life is a black hole with no bottom. The locks of the iron cage rattled loose, and the two pet minions moved together to rebel. The red light of the car taillight stretched out the shadow like a death scythe. Police car Su Wan flew off her high-heeled shoes and screamed as she drove, and Sheng Yan's resources locked onto the high-speed curve, crisis on the floor mats. I'm so excited to chase. The company-wide WeChat fireworks were not extinguished, and the barrage predicted, superpowered lovers fighting green tea, the ending of a high-speed car crash. The engine of the van roared like a wild animal gasping, black smoke spewed from the exhaust pipe and the smell of burnt gas went straight into the nose, and the highway lamppost stretched into a whip-like afterimage and whipped the window glass to pieces. Qin Feng Lamborghini approached with a ferocious smile. The V8 roared at the front and the red taillights were like devil's eyes. The pig's liver face was pressed against the window glass and the veins were twisted and bulging. The horn was blaring like a pig howling, monster. I'll pay 10 times the bounty. I'll peel off your hair and make a scarf to wrap around Su Wan's thighs. The dog prince's beard shook sweat beads and splashed into the iron cage. The knuckles of his fat hands turned white and trembled as he held the steering wheel. The mobile phone footage of the demon pet's hot-pressed black material hit the whole city, and the gong's voice roared into the microphone and the buzz echoed, fans, look. Green Tea Qin Xiao's Pursuit Battle, Demon Pet's Karaoke Welfare Sequel, more than 1 million likes, signatures and abdominal touching. An avalanche of barrage flooded the screen with a dazzling green light, the dog prince has turned traitor. Qin Feng wears diapers and cuckolds chase his wife in the crematorium. Superpowered cats and dogs abuse the scum king. The iron cage is as hot as a steamer. The remnants of Yi Chen's bathrobe are sticky with pink dog skin. Hot sweat evaporates. The bad cologne under the dog prince's armpits is nauseating. He is half-naked pressing Jiang Chen's bald dog's waist and dog riding posture. The claw buckle and shoulder flesh are itching to the bone. The inner game is like lightning, the stupid dog counts down 0 eggs, and turns back to a naked pig to live broadcast the whole city. The barrage club explodes with deathcore. My human form is stable but the lock is 3 millimeters loose. He forces his way into the driver's seat and bites his throat. No, the Dog King's diehard fan is addicted to misleading. Qin Feng's beast roars to intercept the high-speed collision and destroy the group. The two goddesses GPS chases after the siren and cries, out wheat. First, he teases the uncle to relax, then Jiang Chen and Wang make up for it by selling dirty stuff. The iron cage pops open and he grabs the accelerator to escape. He crashes into the fountain in the shopping mall, and the live broadcast turns out to be amazing, and Qin Feng's cake pool is in a panic. I am the winner of the reversal of my life. His milky voice was left with a buzzing voice, his paws scratched Jiang Chen's bald tail, and he pretended to be a pet, concealing his inner calculations. Wang Uncle Fan, Qin Feng is chasing your sister. Let's transform into a hero and protect the goddess's legs. Jiang Chen's bald dog's pink skin shivered, his pores shrank, and he was dripping with cold sweat. His voice was as hoarse as a broken bellows. He gave a last-ditch sound and trailed off weakly. Wang Qin Feng, chase your sister. We demon pet heroes and pants-wetting faggots get out of here. The dog prince's pupils were as wide as beads and rolled down his fat knees, his beard twitched and oily sweat spurted out, the camera blurred, his fat body shook the steering wheel and skidded, the tires screamed and rubbed against the asphalt road, black smoke billowed and the smell filled the sky. He screamed and stamped on the brakes, the metal twisted and made a loud noise. Transformer. Certified by the #1 fan, young Master Qin chased his sister to his grandma's house, and I escorted the demon pet. The fat ghost outside the door opened the door and screamed, pushing the window and squeezing tomato juice with his fat face, Master God's assistant. The live broadcast of the demon pet hero Qin Feng's sister, the barrage burst into laughter. Qin Feng Lanbua heard the loudspeaker blasting, veins bursting on his forehead, and he accelerated and pushed forward with a fierce smile. The metal on the side of the van tore and sparks flew out, dazzling and hot. His pig liver roar echoed through the loudspeaker at high speed, "Sister, your mother. The monster's lines are too good. I'll hire a hound to bite your tongue off." The siren in the rearview mirror flashed red and blue and approached like a scythe of death. Su Wan's nightgown flew up and her almond-shaped eyes burst into flames. She dialed 110 and screamed, "Monster pet man." Qin Feng's sister accuses her of new scandals, and the GPS is locked to catch up with Xiaojiang. Sheng Yan ripped her pencil skirt and stepped on the accelerator of the SUV borrowed by the company. The engine roared, her slender fingers clicked on the inner line and her red lips bitten. The foot pads are wet. The resource hacker locked Qin Feng's accelerator, and her legs were pinched 3 times. Yi Chen sneered in his heart and fired a machine gun. Green tea's IQ is like dog excrement. The girl's stalker stabs her heart and makes herself confused. The iron cage is loosened by 2 centimeters. Hold on. Jiang Chenju's teammate Wang assisted with a last-ditch assist. The uncle's rebellion accelerated, and he hit the fountain show at the exit of the mall at a curve, and the nuclear explosion was broadcast live and the society was reversed. He flicked the lock with his claws and flicked away the hot iron thorn. The smell of blood in his palm hit his nostrils. The bathrobe flew away and his half-naked abdominal muscles flickered. The lights flickered and he bounced on the driver's seat. He pressed the dog prince's fat legs and collapsed. Transformer is online. The fan uncle is in the passenger seat. Qin Feng chases the girl for live broadcast benefits. The dog prince's petrified fat eyes are wide open and trembling, and the abdominal muscles are hard and hot. The live broadcast roars, fans benefits. The demon cat is driving the real person, the addictive signature TikTok explodes. Jiang Chen's bald dog popped out of the iron cage to shake off the last bits of hair, scratching at the dashboard navigation, the red light flashing wildly, and the dumb navigation, "Wow, turn left to the shopping mall fountain." Qin Feng cake pool cream bath, transform into a hero to save the beauty. The van flicked into the city at high speed, the neon lights were dazzling, and the Lamborghini clenched its tail with black marks on the tires and the smell of burning asphalt filled the air. The fountain show in the shopping mall square started. Water jets exploded. Colored lights refracted and dazzled the eyes. The water mist mixed with the fragrance of flowers and lavender hit the car window. The van couldn't stop and crashed into the pool. Water splashed from the frying pan and splashed. The dog prince's face was dripping with whiskers. His fat body bounced and screamed, holding his head, "The demon pet hero is here." The live broadcast of the fountain wedding dress continues, Qin chasing in the water. The whole city's mobile phone cameras poked at the barrage and sprayed fireworks. The transformation man crashes into the fountain and sings. The dog prince touches his abs and gets wet. Qin Feng's beast roars and the girl control collapses. Qin Feng Rambo approached the accelerator and stepped on the bottom of the V8 Beast Roar, his pig liver face twisted and grinned, and he hit the car's rear wing with sparks and heat waves, but he couldn't brake quickly and skidded into the cake plaza of the shopping mall. The tire crushed the pool of cream, yellow and white cream flew like shit, and hit the roof of the car. The front of the car crashed into the decorating tower. The cake crumbs were sweet and greasy, and the smell of engine oil filled the air. He pushed the door and rolled out, covered in cream, with veins popping on his face. He howled, slipped on the floor tiles, threw the dog and chewed the mud. Monster. I'm a sucker. You idiot, Su Wan, wipe your legs for me. The old lady on the road narrowed her eyes and picked up Jiang Chen's bald dog as her grandson. She hugged her waist with trembling chicken claws and her soft pink skin was itchy. My dear grandson has a cute bald head. Grandma feeds me cake and cream to fill my hair. Jiang Chen's dumb petrified claws scratched the air, while Grandma's sister controls Qin Feng and chases me. Let's transform into heroes. Yi Chen jumped out of the pool half naked, water droplets rolling down his abdominal muscles and flashing neon lights. He bombarded passers-by with his milky voice, transformed into a warrior goddess. Qin Feng, the creamy girl, get out of here. The old lady's eyes widened and she dropped her crutches, trembling. Goosebumps filled her arms and she hugged the bald dog and sniffed the sweet cream. My grandson is a knight. Grandma's legs are holding welfare. Wait for me. Home. The dog prince broadcast the live broadcast on his mobile phone with water mist and roared, the ending of the cake pool god. The demon pet hero saves grandma, Qin Xiao takes a cream bath, fans like it over 10 million. Su Wan stopped the police car and splashed water on her skirt was sticky, her almond-shaped eyes were wide open and she smiled at Yi Chen's half-naked chest. The sweet sweat mixed with cream was sweet. Xiao Chen the transformation man drives. The lines are straight, the girl controls dis, and the 3-year infatuation is upgraded to a cream kiss. The shoulder strap of her nightgown was skewed and sweat rolled down her collarbone, and her delicate hands touched her abdominal muscles, which were hot and trembling. She pushed Qin Feng's cream claws away. Cuckold ghost, go away. Exclusively for the demon pet man. Sheng Yan stopped the SUV and stepped on the floor with her bare feet, which was cold and hard. She took off her pencil skirt and tore her legs apart, and her legs were cramping. Her red lips twitched and her watery eyes looked at Jiang Chen. The bald dog pinched his ears softly, god of foot-pad navigation. The bald girl is going to make up for it, and the leg clamps are 4 times wet. The old lady was dumbfounded and hugged the dog without letting go of the chicken paws and trembled. The goddess steals the grandson. The love triangle expands the grandma's harem. The media convoy moved upon hearing the wind, the flashlights were as dazzling as the buzzing of knives, and the reporter's microphone poked his face and sprayed foam. The demon pet's transformation man escaped at high speed and hit the fountain. Qin Xiao Cream's embarrassing black material, the live broadcast of the 2 goddesses protecting the calf will continue. WeChat group company fireworks exploded on the screen, the boss's voice was as low as thunder, emergency meeting. The demon pet hero tortures Qin Feng green tea, all employees play the magic drama, and resources are dumped and tracked, the real person Yi Chen Jiang Chen. The contrast is so cute and the king of marketing. Xiao Li's fat chrysanthemum face and continuous voice scratched the blackboard. Boss. Transformed into a hero and bathed in cream, the grandma picked up the dog and her grandson burst into laughter, and the barrage predicted the battle between lovers in the company. Qin Feng's eyes were filled with cream, and he slipped and smacked, the pig liver howled and splashed with cream, and the passers-by screamed and dodged, and he made a trembling call to the black market with veins popping. Old Wang. Buy out the antidote and skin the demon pet. I won't do it. Passers-by watched with wide eyes, trembling and poking at their mobile phones. The old lady hugged the bald dog and rolled on the ground in her cream-sticky skirt and laughed. Son Erxia's grandma's legs are weak, and Mr. Qin's cream pie gay girl is chasing after her. Chen felt so happy in his heart that he felt like a volcano erupting. If you want to rise, you must first suppress your emotions. The Green Tea Cake Pool Club died, the old lady's weird assists and misunderstandings amplified the media explosion, the two goddesses were hot-pressed and sticky with their legs on the verge of cashing in benefits, and the company bosses' meeting resources were dumped, reversal. But there is slight numbness in the fingers and heat flowing down the spine. Are there any residual side effects? The pores on the body are itching to the bone, and the phantom of cat ears is buzzing. The countdown to the effectiveness of the medicine has been restarted. There is no information on the second floor of the black market for Lao Wang's antidote. Jiang Chen's bald dog's wrinkled pink skin turns into a sign. The naked pig crisis continues. A clever plan. The goddess robs the police car and escapes to the black market. Qin Fengqi chases the whole city and is the laughing stock. He hugged Su Wan's waist with hot pressure, and scratched Qin Feng's creamy face with pain. The shapeshifter fights back. Sister control, get out, the goddess's leg clamp is exclusive. Jiang Chen's bald dog popped out of the old lady's arms and Wang Yu added the knife. Wow, after grandma's benefit, Qin Feng's cream wedding dress twerked to the media. The old lady's pupils exploded, her crutches fell to the ground, she knelt down and licked the cream floor tiles, trembling, grandson's words. Grandma's #1 fan of Douyin. Sheng Yan clamped her slender legs between Yi Chen's inner thighs and put hot pressure on her cheeks. She blushed and burned her cheeks. Her watery eyes stared at the bouncing abdominal muscles, the bad guy's legs clamped on 5 times the account. The contrast is cute and addicted to driving. The company meeting was exposed in real life. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes were watery and she rubbed Yi Chen's messy hair and ears. She was so charming. Xiao Jiao pushed the door of the police car. Xiao Chen and Xiao Jiang get in the car. Mr. Wang of the black market antidote secretly pokes it. Qin Feng cream ghost can't catch up. The dog prince carried the live broadcast machine and rushed to the van's poolside to worship, kneel and lick the tires. Fanhead will accompany you. The demon pet hero's harem is expanding. Qin Feng cream he rolled to the ground, howling, and slid towards the fountain. The water column poured over him and turned him into a drowned rat. The media flashed with flashes and reporters yelled at the crowd. He threw cream and splashed the camera, blurring the camera. He screamed and ran away, monster. I'm taking revenge. The water mist-colored lights in the shopping mall square filled the air with the sweet smell of cream and the smell of sweat. The air is like a comedy graveyard, the police car engine coughs and starts, the tires slide and scream, the dog prince carrying the 2 beloved goddesses rushes through the night alleys of the black market, the neon afterimages are dazzling, and Yi Chen's inner game continues. The body changes and the heat and itching intensify, the hair is faintly piercing, the resurrection of the cat shape. The glimmer of light is reversed, the black market antidote fights back, and the winner in life is ready to go. Jiang Chen's bald dog curled up in Sheng Yan's leg and spat weakly, barking hoarsely. Wow, turn left when navigating the black market, countdown to the crisis of naked men, my brother cheated me in paradise, wait. Passers-by, the old lady chased the car, waved her crutches and shouted in tears, grandson, don't throw away grandma's leg clamps. Fireworks were broadcast live throughout the city, and the barrage predicted, the Transformation Man's black market battle against creamy green tea. Will the magic effect of God's ending be restarted? The tires of the police car screeched against the slippery green brick road in the black market night alley. The black smoke mixed with the neon light, the pungent smell of engine oil and the smell of rotten eggs in the sewer intertwined to form a poisonous mist. The engine coughed like a consumption ghost. Su Wan's nightgown was wet and sticky, the shoulder straps were crooked, her slender hands gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles were white and trembling, her almond-shaped eyes looked red and blue in the rear-view mirror. The police lights turned on the afterimage of the ghost. Qin Feng, the cream ghost, is catching up. On the second floor of the black market Old King's antidote, the GPS-locked Xiao Chen and Xiao Jiang turned into a crisis. Even if he hit the wall, he rushed. Sheng Yan's pencil skirt was torn and she stepped barefoot on the passenger pedal. Her legs were white with cramps, hot sweat seeping into her inner cheeks, her cheeks were flushed, and her misty eyes were staring at Jiang Chen's bald dog, and her pink skin was wrinkled. He curled up his legs and breathed weakly, pinched his ears with his slender fingers and screamed in a hoarse voice, "The pads of the feet are bald and wrinkled. The naked man is counting down the omen, the legs are clamped with 6 times the accounting black market rap antidote, and the head is soaked due to addiction. The company meeting is really explosive. The dog prince is short, fat, bearded, water droplets fly away, and the camera of the live broadcast camera is swaying and smelling sweat." The booming microphone reverberated and broke the gong's voice, shouting, "The black market war between fans continues. Demon Pet Man police car rushes cream green tea to take revenge, touch your abs and sign autographs to add tens of millions of barrage fireworks." An avalanche of barrage with green light and dazzling light flooded the screen and sprayed, "The fandom of the dog prince's harem is turning into a god. The transformation man raps in the dark alley. Battle scumbag, Qin Fengqi wets his pants and cuckolds the crematorium for the second time. Neon flashes of water rolling down Yi Chen's half-naked abdominal muscles, pressing Su Wan's shoulders with hot-pressed fragrant sweat mixed with cream, sweet and sticky breasts, his milky voice dragging his voice and the side effects buzzing again, his claws scratching the dashboard and red lights flashing randomly, his heart collapsed and machine guns fired, fuck. Hot and itchy pores explode, cat ears phantom buzzes again, Jiang Chen's bald dog wrinkled naked pig live broadcast club explodes, black market king Qin Fengqi buys out information to cheat, green tea cream ghost Rambo V8 beast roars and tails, a carnival in the city. Outsmarting the trump card, rap lines continuously blow up Qin Fengqi's IQ, employees rescue the team and misunderstand the peak parallel universe lovers, the goddess kisses the legs and clamps the welfare to the winner. He flicked the car window with his claws, the hot wind hit his face, and the neon lights glared at him, and his milky voice bombarded the black market vendors in the alley. "The black market is here, Qin Fengqi, the creamy girl control, get out, the rap battle pet competition is about to begin." Jiang Chen's bald dog's pink skin shook off the last dander, Wang Mute's tail was weak, and his claws scratched the inside of Sheng Yan's legs, which was numb and itchy. Wow, turn left in the black market, Lao Wang's antidote, Qin Fengqi falls in love with us, admit it. Naked Brothers Paradise cheats. The neon lights at the end of the black market night alley are flashing like crazy fireworks. The light bulbs of the stalls are crackling and shattering at the edges. The iron cages are full of pets, howling dogs, and cats. The stench of rotten fish and the sweetness of inferior perfume fill the air like a cemetery party. The clanging iron door on Lao Wang's second floor is half hidden in shadow. The ghost chuckled and dialed the phone, his veins bulging, Master Qin's bounty has been doubled. The antidote for skinning the demon pet has been obtained, and the fishermen will benefit from the black information all over the city. The police car couldn't stop the tires with black marks, burned the green bricks, and the smell was scorching. The cage-exploding madman stepped on the toes of passers-by and screamed in confusion. The fat ghost vendor's fish eyes shivered and he dropped his cigarette. Sparks burned his hands, monsters and monster pets are airborne in police cars. The live broadcast of the mythical beast pet competition begins, and Qin Fengqi green tea bounty headhunting turns into a carnival. Passers-by gathered around to watch on their mobile phone mirrors, head pokes flashed brightly, WeChat group company fireworks exploded on the screen, and the spontaneous rescue team moved upon hearing the wind. Xiao Li, a fat chrysanthemum-faced man, rode an electric scooter and rushed to the alley. Bells jingled wildly, and the serial voice scratched the blackboard and pierced, "Boss order. Company-wide pet rescue transformation man, rap." The battle lines are the best in marketing, and the real-person battle between lovers in the black market carnival is exposed. The employee's aunt hugged the goldfish bowl and trembled with her chicken claws and slapped Jiang Chen's bald dog. "My grandson is a bald hero." Grandma number 2's leg clip welfare rap diss Qin Fengqi. Qin Fengqi Lamborghini V8 roared out of the alley, fluttering the cream residue and splashing on passers-by, distorting the faces of passers-by, pig liver roars, trumpets, and pig howls echoing, "Skin the monster in the black market." I'll wipe Su Wan's legs dry, and the bounty for Lao Wang's antidote will be 10 times as much. He pushed the door and rolled out, covered with creamy lumps that cracked and shattered and were heated. His veins popped and he jumped into the iron cage, trying to kidnap Yi Chen half-naked and hot-pressed him. He grabbed his hands and slipped and fell on the bricks. The dog chewed on the mud. The rotten smell of the ditch filled his nose and he got up screaming, "Tie him up. Your mother. I'm a hound biting my tongue." The dog prince's pupils are round, his beard is twitching, and he is sweating and screaming on the live broadcast. The kidnapping of the green tea failed. The demon pet man raps and fights, the fan pet competition is about to sign and touch the legs. All black market vendors and passers-by are surrounded by neon lights, and the pet ghosts and beasts are singing, monkeys are crawling on the shoulders, pigeons are shitting, and the employees are hugging the husky, and the dogs are wide-eyed and cheering. Transformer rap fight. Qin Fengqi ghost kneels down and makes the headlines of the Parallel Universe Lover Company. Su Wan's apricot eyes burst into flames, Qin Fengqi's claws kicked her knees, and he knelt down with his liver twisted and burst into tears. Yi Chen's inner desire is suppressed before the bottom line collapses, hot and itchy spines are on fire, the cat's tail is piercing with phantom pain. Qin Feng kidnaps Jiang Chen, who is on the verge of death, and heralds a live broadcast of a nuclear explosion, and the entire company's surprise soldiers misunderstand and expand the parallel universe lovers. The trump card explodes. He jumped on the top of the iron cage, his abs bouncing with neon lights and water droplets splashing. His drawling voice turned into a buzzing rap. His claws scratched the air and the rhythm was like a machine gun firing. Yo Qin Feng Cream Ghost, green tea essence that controls diapers. Admit it, you love it. Come on us, kneel down and lick your legs with benefits. Transformed into a black market king, parallel universe lovers, Su Wan and Sheng Yan are loved by each other, the whole city is addicted to rap verses. The sound waves bombarded the walls of the black market, and the echoes were deafening, and the eyes of passers-by and vendors were widened. Beads dropped and rolled to the ground, trembling, and an avalanche of barrages arose from the mobile phone. The rap god of transformation is coming. Qin Feng fell in love with us and laughed at the parallel universe lovers headlines. The winner of the pet competition touched his abdominal muscles. Qin Feng knelt down and hugged her with veins bursting from her liver, face and forehead. His creamy head was filled with tears and his eyes were howling and twitching. I'm in love with you. I admit defeat, the antidote king, get out and give away the bounty. The fat dog prince knelt on his knees and licked the iron cage tire, and his beard was sweet and smelly, and the live broadcast broke the sound and screamed, rap. Battle god kill. Green tea kneels and parallel lovers have millions of black materials, pink head harem signature rap class. Jiang Chen's bald dog's wrinkled pink skin pops out of Sheng Yan's leg sockets, and Wang Du's rap is weak and trailing, and his claws scratch Qin Feng's creamy face, which itch to the bone, while the girl in the cream wedding dress admits that she loves us and is addicted to leg clamps. The bald dog navigates the pit of naked men, and the love of grandchildren in the black market carnival. The employees' aunt hugged the husky with chicken paws and trembled. Shaking off the fish bowl, water splashed on her skirt and screamed, bald grandson's rap verse. Grandma's legs are soft and the harem in the parallel universe is expanding, and the company is in love with real person marketing. Sheng Yan's red lips twitched with water mist, her eyes burned, her slender legs pinched Yi Chen's waist and the inside of the hot press was numb. Laughing with tears, the rap girl on the foot pads is 7 times wet with the last knife. The parallel lovers' line addiction has escalated, and the bookkeeping company meeting with leg clamps is burning. Su Wan's nightgown is flying, her apricot tears are falling on Yi Chen's half-naked chest, hot-pressed, fragrant sweat, sweet cream mixed with neon pungent, her slender lips are close to the cat ear phantom, kissing her, wet and hot, sobbing loudly laughing, Shao Chen transformed into a rap hero. 3 years of infatuated parallel universe kiss, and the kiss is exclusive to push away the green ghost. The two goddesses teamed up to kiss the two pets. Su Wan's lips pressed against Yi Chen's breasts and her throat buzzed, and Sheng Yan's tongue licked Jiang Chen's bald nose and the pink skin was hot and itchy. Her emotions were released, she laughed and burst into tears. The air was sweet, smelly, sweaty, and depressing, like a comedy nuclear explosion. The old lady chased her from the end of the alley waving her cane, her arms covered with goosebumps, and she knelt down and licked the bricks. She shivered and cried, "My grandson is bald and raps a grandma fan. 8 times the number of parallel lovers on Douyin." Xiao Li's fat chrysanthemum electric fleet knocked over the pet stall's iron cage, and the monkey crawled on its shoulders and pulled its fur and screamed, "Company Rescue Carnival." Shapeshifter raps Qin Fengqi, Pet Love Storm headlines real exposure. The media fleet's flashlight knife array buzzed and the reporter's microphone sprayed foam in the face. Black market rap battle parallel universe lovers. Qin Fengqi knelt down and kissed the cream ghost, and the two goddesses kissed and broke into tears. The whole city went viral. WeChat headlines exploded with fireworks. Pet Love Storm, Shapeshifter rap defeated Green Tea, parallel lovers misunderstood the company's love war, and the barrage predicted a nuclear explosion. The effect of the drug has ended and the human form has changed. The black market king's antidote crisis continues. Yi Chen complained in his heart and felt a volcanic eruption of joy. Rap's trump card god Qin Fengqi knelt down to die in society. A company-wide carnival misunderstanding about peak parallel lovers made media headlines. The goddess pampered and kissed her legs and clamped welfare. The old lady and grandma's harem expanded. The winner. However, the heat stream bursts from the spine, the hair pierces the cat's ears, and the tail buzzes. Jiang Chen's bald dog's pink skin explodes and the naked pig's omen accelerates. His breasts buzzed and he hugged Su Wan's waist, hot-pressed his claws and turned them into soft cat paws. Transformers, parallel lovers will live forever. Qin Fengqi, get out of here, the black market winner. Jiang Chen and Wang Ye roared in their hearts to cheat. Naked men live broadcast the whole city's assholes. Rap to make up for Brothers Paradise, parallel universe, I admit defeat. Suddenly, the countdown to the effect of the medicine broke out. Yi Chen's body was hot and itchy, and his pores were resurrected in human form. His cat-eared tail retracted and his abdominal muscles bounced with neon lights flashing. He was half naked and hot-pressed and popped out of the iron cage and fell straight into Su Wan's arms. His chest was fragrant and sticky with sweat. His nightgown was damp and hot. His almond-shaped eyes were wide open and burst into tears. He screamed and rubbed his hair tightly. Xiao Chen is pregnant. The transformation of parallel lovers is over, and the 3-year passionate kiss takes a real body cream bath. Sheng Yan's misty eyes widened, she stepped on the ground with bare feet, and the inside of her legs were red and burning. She squeezed Jiang Chen's bald dog ears and laughed hoarsely. The bad cat humanoid leg clamps have been paid 8 times. The headlines of the real-life marketing company, Rap Addiction Soaked the Black Market, continue. Fengqi knelt down on his knees, his eyes twitched with butter, and the pig liver twitched and screamed, sliding down Lao Wang's iron gate, the real monster. I will be a cuckold forever, and the antidote will be bought in vain. The dog prince's fat eyes dropped out of his eyes and he roared live broadcast, the end of the humanoid god. The shapeshifter loses his arms and continues to kiss, and the parallel lovers' headlines are worshipped by millions of fans. All black market carnival. The fireworks are not extinguished, passers-by tremble and kneel down to lick the green bricks. The old lady drops her crutches and hugs Jiang Chen's bald dog and rolls the cream, sweet and smelly, my grandson's real harem. Grandma's legs are clamped 9 times on Douyin. Jiang Chen's bald skin explodes and the naked pig crisis approaches. Wang Du's heart collapses. My brother is in human form and is pregnant with benefits, and I am cheating on my father by running naked in the live broadcast. The shadow of Lao Wang on the 2nd floor smiled ghostly as he pushed the door and the antidote bottle flashed green. The fisherman has obtained the secret, Master Qin returns the money and the demon pet real person fight continues. Neon afterimages are dazzling. The air in the black market is sweet, smelly and sweaty, and everyone surrounds the real person Yi Chen with tears and laughter. The chain of misunderstandings is going viral in the city, and the winner of life is on the verge of burning. Su Wan's nightgown is wet and sticky, her shoulder straps are slipping off and her shoulders are white and greasy, her almond-shaped eyes are round and teardrops are rolling down the neon elongated ghost shadow, her slender arms are tied tightly around Yi Chen's half-naked waist, hot-pressed abdominal muscles are bouncing, water drops are splashing on her chest, cream is sweet and mixed with sweat, and the smell is steaming like a molasses volcano. Years of infatuated rap, parallel universe lovers locked up and pushed away the green ghost cream bath. Yi Chen's inner desire is rising but he is on the verge of collapse, the itchy pores are inverted, the human body is stable, the abdominal muscles are bouncing, and the neon glare is dazzling. Qin Fengqi kneels down on his knees to die in a live broadcast, and the nuclear explosion of Jiang Chen's naked pig is approaching. The company's carnival media headlines are the old fisherman cheating. The winner is awesome with all his trump cards. But the side effect of his drawl was buzzing again, his claws turned into soft fingers, wrapped around her waist, hot-pressed, fragrant and sticky with sweat, and his inner machine gun turned into rap and whispered, "Yo, Su Wan's kiss is exclusive, leg clamp welfare real person cashes in, black market pregnant love parallel." The buzzing sound shook the black. The walls of the city echoed, passers-by and vendors and employees stared wide-eyed and dropped beads, rolled on the bricks, and trembled. Their mobile phones flashed and dazzled, and barrage avalanches of green light flooded the screen, spraying wildly, "The Transformer is a real man." Falling out of love and kissing rap headlines, parallel lovers locked in the green ghost crematorium. Qin Feng's eyes were filled with cream, the veins on his face burst, he knelt down and held his head, crying and howling. He slipped and fell to Lao Wang's iron door. The iron door cracked and shattered, and the hard lump was hot. He scratched his face with pig hands, and the cream itched and penetrated into his bones. He twisted and crawled up, roaring loudly. His eyes were locked on Yi Chen, and he lost his arms. The heat pressed on Su Wan's chest. The fragrance of sweat was steaming. He was envious of the green fire, and his pupils twitched and gasped, monsters' real abdominal muscles. "I have milk." The cuckolds piled up mountains, the bounty was in vain, and the antidote was stolen, and the parallel lovers fell pregnant and benefited. I kneeled down and licked the edge. He staggered towards Lao Wang's second-floor iron door, his veins jumped and banged on the door. The shadows echoed with a ghostly laugh, and he screamed with regret, "Old Wang, you are a fisherman." The monster pet is skinned and blackmailed all over the city, the Rambo V8 beast's roar has become a laughing stock, Su Wan the leg clamp will always be in arrears. The shadow of Lao Wang pushed the door on the second floor, the green light antidote bottle flickered and dripped water, he had a ghostly beard and dialed the phone with twitching veins. Master Qin refunded the money and continued to sell the black materials, the demon pet real person fights the carnival for tens of millions. Qin Feng's pig liver collapsed and he knelt down to lick the green bricks. The smell of the rotting ditch was overwhelming, and passers-by looked at their phones and trembled and screamed, the cream devil knelt down with envy. The green tea girl controlled the bounty and burned it, and the transformed man fell pregnant and worshipped the winner. The fat dog king knelt down and licked the iron cage tire, and the beard and cream were sweet and smelly, and the live broadcast machine roared and the camera shook with sweat and squirted, and the microphone buzzed. The cuckold crematorium continues. Qin Fengqi kneels down and licks the real person's abdominal muscles in envy, and the fan's kiss bonus is worth tens of millions of fireworks. Sheng Yan tore her pencil skirt apart and stepped on the bricks with her bare feet, cold and hard, trembling, flushed and burning, the water mist on the inside of her legs widened and burning, her slender legs pressed against Yi Chen's waist, hot and numb, the inside was moist and steaming, she squeezed his abdominal muscles, the water droplets bounced softly, hot and mute, she laughed with tears, licked her red lips and pressed her ear to the ear, letting out a wet and hot breath, bad cat. Human form is more handsome. Wrap on the inside of her legs the real person cashed in 8 times the account and was soaked, and the black market meeting burned the parallel love triangle and took off. Yi Chen's semi-naked hot-pressed bouncing neon abs are splashed with sweet sweat and cream from the two goddesses, and he feels a volcanic eruption in his heart. Qin Fengqi kneels down in envy and defeats Sheng Yan, flirting with Su Wan, and the love triangle threatens to explode with benefits. But the voice buzzed and the rap responded with the claws scratching the air rhythm machine gun. Yo goddess Sheng Yan is addicted to legs, parallel lovers are flying, Qin Fengqi cream, get out of here. The sound bombarded the black market, the air was sweet, smelly, sweaty and oppressive, and the employee Shaoli, a fat anus-faced electric convoy, hit the stall. Monkeys crawled on the shoulders and hair, screamed, trembled, and knelt down to lick the tires. Changed the body hero triangle rap god. The goddess of the company clamped her legs on a real person, and Qin Fengqi and the green ghost were envious and laughed in the headlines. The old lady dropped her crutches and hugged Jiang Chen's bald dog, rolling her arms with sweet and smelly goosebumps and shouting in tears, my grandson's real abs. My grandma's legs are clamped by 9 times the number 1 in the triangle harem, and the cream ghost is kneeling at my grandma's house. Suddenly, Jiang Chen's bald dog's pink skin wrinkled and burst, hot and itchy pores burst into flames, and his mute lines had side effects, trailing and weak, interrupted by bombardment. His claws scratched the inside of Sheng Yan's legs, numbness, hot itching, and popping out of her leg pits. She breathed weakly and spat out Yi Chen's semi-naked hot press. He roared loudly, "Wow, wait a minute, I want to change back too. Naked Pig Crisis live broadcast cheats my brother's paradise, and the antidote is Lao Wang's green light. Grandson." The last crumbs of his skin were shaken off, rabbits, pigeons and monkeys were stomping on the toes of passers-by, and the smell of blood was chaotic. The bald nose was pink and itchy, and he pounced on the iron door with his claws and scratched the door frame. The wood chips flew, and his heart was broken. Machine gun, my brother is in human form and lost his pregnancy. The love triangle welfare, I am a bald dog running naked in the society, a nuclear explosion, a rap and a cheating finale. Lao Wang's shadow ghost retreated, the green light antidote bottle swayed and dripped water, his beard twitched and he pushed the edge of the bottle with a low smile. The pig teammates are daydreaming about grabbing the medicine, Mr. Qin's bounty will be tripled, the fisherman continues. The embarrassing farce of Jiang Chen and Wang Du's pursuit accelerated, with a bald dog body the bouncing neon pink skin is wrinkled and slips against the blue bricks. The dog gnaws the mud and the smell of rot in the ditch fills her nose. She screams and gets up. Su Wan's nightgown is wet and sticky on her legs. Hot pressing, while my grandson is naked in danger. I have a harem of parallel lovers. I have a black market karaoke psalm with 10 times the billing between my legs. Su Wanqing's eyes widened with tears, and she clung to Yi Chen, kneading her hair, which was fragrant and sticky with sweat. She pushed Jiang Chen's bald dog away with her delicate hands, and her pink skin was itchy. She sobbed and laughed, Xiao Jiang Shiba Inu hero. Naked omen, distressed hug, antidote Lao Wang, get out of here, real person triangle continuation. Sheng Yan's bare feet stepping on the ground and pinching the legs, redness and trembling, Jiang Chen's bald nose and pink skin are itchy and soft, and he laughs dumbly with tears, it's embarrassing to grab medicine for the foot pads. The bald dog girl has upgraded her leg clamps to get 11 times wet, and the meeting resources are really burning. All black market carnival fireworks exploded with neon lights. The dazzling passers-by circled and trembled, kneeling and licking the blue bricks, poking at the flash knife array with their mobile phones. The employees hugged the husky chicken claws and pounced on Jiang Chen's bald dog, dropped the fish bowl, water splashed on his skirt, and screamed, bald grandson grabs the medicine for rap verses. Grandma's legs are clamped into a 12-fold parallel harem, the headlines of the company's love war with karaoke. The dog king's fat eyes dropped and his eyes dropped, and he roared with broken sound. The camera was shaking and sweating, and the microphone was buzzing. It's an embarrassing drama of a bald dog chasing people. The naked pig sign is for the drug to be renewed, and the fan love triangle welfare is to touch the abdominal muscles and sign tens of millions. The boss of the company suddenly rushed out of the alley with an electric fleet of electric vehicles, jingling bells, pressing his crumpled suit and tie crookedly, his fat face turned red, his chrysanthemums burning. He jumped out of the car, black marks on the tires burned the green bricks, the burnt smell filled his nostrils, his pupils widened and trembled. He hugged Jiang Chen, half naked, hot-pressed thighs shaking like chaff, and his voice broke. Promoted to general manager, the benefits are huge. The boss's fat hand slapped Jiang Chen's abdominal muscles, and the blue veins jumped. He turned his head and kicked Qin Feng's creamy knees. He knelt down and cried regretfully, the green tea bounty cheat has become a laughing stock, and the boss's legs are stuck in debt forever. Jiang Chen's heart exploded with joy. Qin Feng completely defeated the boss's worship of the promotion love triangle, and Jiang Chen's naked crisis farce continued to be the winner. He rapped back with a buzzing voice, wringing Su Wan's waist and pressing the inside of Sheng Yan's leg clamps. Yo boss promotion benefits, pet hero parallel king. Qin Feng cream kneels down and licks it. The sound blasted the walls and buzzed, everyone's eyes widened and they trembled and screamed in worship. Transformer got promoted. The general manager's rap headlines, the green ghost defeated grandma's family and the whole city paid homage. The collapse of logic begins, and the air in the black market is sweet, smelly, sweaty, and depressing like a comedy nuclear explosion. Everyone gathers around to review the misunderstanding and burst into tears with laughter. Su Wan's apricot eyes filled with water mist on Jiang Chen's chest, and she burst into laughter and sobbed. Xiao Chen's cat raps, Master, I love you but I can't say it. 3 years of misunderstanding, parallel lovers are so sweet. Qin Feng's cream ghost chases his wife to death in the crematorium. Sheng Yan's red lips twitched, her bare feet were pressed together, the insides of her legs were flushed, tears were burning, and she pinched Jiang Chen's bald ears as she laughed and said, my feet are wobbly. The black market turned around and fell in love with us. 13 times the company meeting was soaked with leg clamps, and the green tea kidnapped and kneeled down to make a shameful history. Qin Feng knelt down and covered himself with butter, his liver twitched, he held his head and shed tears, regretting that his intestines were green and the smell of rotten guts filled his nose. I bought out the bounty and turned into a social death. He raped about, admitting to falling in love with our leg clamp addiction. The city diapers, Su Wan's legs are forever cuckolded at the crematorium, grandma's house. The boss's fat face shook his anus, his suit was soaked and laughed, and he patted Jiang Chen's shoulder with hot pressure, pet hero marketing god. 10 brushes on WeChat at the black market carnival, promotion, salary increase, abdominal muscle welfare, the whole company worshipped. Xiao Li's fat chrysanthemum electric car monkey pulled hair, screamed and trembled, and his voice continued to scratch. Blackboard, the review of rescue is full of laughter. The shapeshifter raps and abuses the scum, and the parallel love triangle headlines the live-action karaoke. The old lady picked up the chicken skin with her crutches, waved her arms, knelt down, and licked Jiang Chen's bald dog, rolled it with cream, and shouted in tears, my grandson is bald and needs a knife. Grandma's legs are clamped 14 times in the Douyin harem, and the cream ghost kneels down to spare my grandson's #1 fan. The dog king is short and fat, his beard is twitching, oily sweat is squirting wildly, his fat knee is on his knees and licking Jiang Chen's tire, the sound-breaking scene of the live broadcast is poking his face and spraying foam, misunderstanding, looking back on the nuclear explosion. Transformer real person promotion love triangle, tens of millions of fans fireworks signature leg touching rap class. All passers-by in the black market, vendors, employees, media reporters, eyes wide and trembling mobile phone balls rolled to the floor, screaming and worshipping, kneeling down and licking the rotten green bricks. Fireworks exploded on the screen in the WeChat group, Pet Hero Promotion, rap defeats the misunderstanding of the green ghost and the laughter spread throughout the city. The barrage predicted, Jiang Chen naked pig's final crisis. Antidote Old King's green light snatching battle continues, the finale of the black market carnival is amazing. Jiang Chen's bald dog's pink skin explodes, hot and itchy, the spine is on fire, and the naked pig's omen is accelerating. The mute barking in his heart is cheating, My brother is getting promoted and has 3 benefits. I'm grabbing medicine and chasing people in an embarrassing live broadcast of chrysanthemums, and the whole company's review is on the verge of streaking with laughter. He scratched Lao Wang's iron door and pulled wood chips flying, his skin wrinkled and bouncing, neon slipping and sliding, and he pushed Sheng Yan's bare feet and thighs with hot pressure and breathed out weakly, "Wow, the last crisis in the naked man's paradise. Take a sip of the antidote, green light, and use your parallel harem legs to squeeze 15 times the karaoke song." Lao Wang's shadow ghost laughed and stepped back, the green light bottle swayed, water droplets dripped, and he pushed it to Qin Fengqi, and veins jumped on his pig's hand. The bounty is refunded and the fisherman is cheating, and the pig teammates are naked and the crisis continues. Qin Fengqi, the butter ghost, twitched and howled in envy and slipped, the neon afterimage was dazzling, the black market was sweet, smelly, sweaty and oppressive, everyone burst into tears and laughter surrounded Yi Chen for promotion to the winner, Jiang Chen chased people in embarrassment, the final crisis was approaching and was about to explode. The carnival fireworks were immortal and the whole city went crazy about the peak of life's reversal. The elongated neon ghost at the end of the black market night alley is as sticky as molasses, the sweet and smelly sweat mixed with butter and rotten ditch water evaporates into mist, the remnants of fireworks fall and the scorched black spots on the green bricks make a crackling sound, and passers-by circle and gasp, the flash of mobile phones and knives are dazzling and buzzing deafeningly. Jiang Chen's bald dog's pink skin wrinkled and finally convulsed, his spine was hot and itchy, like tens of thousands of ants gnawing and exploding, his pink meatballs were bouncing and twisting and elongated under the neon light, his bones made a loud crackling sound and granulations were growing wildly, his pores were rolled up, his bald nose was pink and itchy. Breathing weakly puffed into the air, and suddenly a humanoid shape exploded, the crisis of the naked pig finally broke out, the pink skin wrinkled and popped out the fragments of suit pants stuck in the waist, the feet stepped on the cold bricks and slipped, and the rotten smell of the ditch filled the nose, he was a pig, the blue veins on his face popped and he rolled on the ground and screamed, "Ah ah ah." The death nuclear explosion of the streaking club is finally here. I will be promoted and I will live broadcast for tens of millions. The hot and itchy aftermath bounced on the inner thighs and numbness. Everyone stared, eyes widened, beads rolled on the bricks, trembling and gasping, and the mobile phone poked an avalanche of barrages. The bald dog and naked pig god turned into a real person. Jiang Chen, the embarrassing king, wrapped and streaked to the headlines, transformed into heroes and brothers, flying and laughing. Su Wan's nightgown is wet and sticky, her shoulder straps are slipping off and her shoulders are white and greasy, her almond-shaped eyes are full of tears and she pounces on Yi Chen's half-naked body, hot-pressed and tousled, her hair is fragrant and sweaty, her slender arms are tied tightly around his waist and abdominal muscles, and water drops are bouncing on her chest. Creamy, sweet and sweaty smells like a molasses volcano. She screams, laughs and sobs and pushes Jiang Chen's naked body to the ground. The hot and itchy aftermath, Xiao Zhang's naked pig hero has finally returned. He's snatching medicine from the black market. Awkwardly pursuing someone, rapping affectionately, parallel lovers locked in a triangle to increase the benefits of streaking. Sheng Yan's pencil skirt is torn apart and she steps on a brick with bare feet, cold and hard, trembling and blushing, the inside of her legs are misty and her pupils are round and burning, pinching Jiang Chen's pink earlobe, numb and itchy, soft and hot, laughing with tears, licking her red lips and breathing hot and humid, the real person with naked feet is more cute. The legs are 11 times wet and soaked. Escalating the naked pig crisis, the company meeting resource hacker love triangle takes off and the rap addiction takes off. Jiang Chen's naked body bounces with neon pink skin, and he slips and presses on Su Wan's legs. He breathes weakly, and everyone surrounds him to question the truth. The boss's fat face shakes his anus, and the suit is soaked. He jumps up and kicks his naked ass with a crackling sound and shouts, "Pig teammates are really naked. Talk to each other." The pet hero is promoted to the marketing king, and the misunderstandings in the WeChat fireworks headlines about my salary increase and abs touching. Xiao Li, a fat anus electric car monkey, screamed, trembled, knelt down and licked the tires and scratched the blackboard, the drama of the naked grandson snatching medicine. The review of the company's rescue team is hilarious, and the dark history of the two naked pig raps of the Transformation Brothers is going viral. Yi Chen's half-naked abdominal muscles are splashed with neon-dazzling heat, Su Wan's chest is sticky with sweat, her inner desire is suppressed first and then collapses. Jiang Chen's naked pig club death live broadcast nuclear explosion. Qin Fengqi ghost fisherman Lao Wang continues to cheat. The whole company questions Chow boss's worship of the precarious love triangle, but the trump card confesses and the winner is exhilarated. The side effects of his drawl and humming were left behind, and his claws turned into soft fingers and wrapped around her waist with hot pressure. Everyone widened their eyes and trembled while inhaling the neon sweet, smelly and sweaty secrets. He confessed about the potion incident and hummed to a rap rhythm machine gun. Yo drank the transformation water by mistake on the black market. The inner monologue of cat and dog rap and misunderstood the chain frying, and the legs of parallel lovers pinched each other. Li Chuan is buzzing because of the side effects. The sound blasted the black market wall and the echo was deafening. The passers-by and vendors' eyes widened and they rolled on the green bricks. Their phones trembled and poked wildly. The avalanche of green light flooded the screen and sprayed. The transformation man confessed. The potion rap headlines decrypted, misunderstanding chain parallel lovers locked in green, ghost crematorium. But the last blow of the side effect resurfaced, and she burst out with a buzzing voice and trailed off with the ridiculous line, "Everyone is my lover." The whole place was silent for 3 seconds like a deathly silence and mist, and then burst into laughter and fireworks burst into neon ghost shadows. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes were filled with mist, and her breasts were filled with laughter and sobs, and her delicate lips were pecked at his cat ears. Slurp, Xiao Chen's last rap lover's declaration. 3 years of infatuation, transformed into a hero, sweet explosion, triangle lock to extend the welfare of the big family. Sheng Yan's bare feet and legs were red, and her tears were burning, and she squeezed his abdominal muscles with water droplets bouncing. Bad cat humanoid lover's golden words. Legs are 12 times soaked and burned, and the harem of corporate goddesses takes off and makes the world laugh. Qin Feng's eyes are filled with cream, the veins on his face are bursting with pig liver, his face is bursting with veins, he is kneeling on his knees, holding his head, crying and howling, slipping down the stinky ditch, the smell of rot is filling his nose, he is scratching his face with pig hands, the cream is itching and is tingling into his bones, he is twisting and crawling up, roaring loudly, laughing at himself for the failure of his love rival. The world is in arrears. Okay, you two are locked up together, I will leave the crematorium and make fun of the headlines. He staggered towards Yi Chen and pressed Su Wan's chest with fragrance. His eyes were burning with envy, and his pupils twitched. He knelt down and licked the green bricks. The winner of the transformation general manager, the green tea girl surrendered and pushed the boat into the river, and the parallel lover lost his pregnancy and worshipped her. Everyone was wide-eyed. Eyeballs rolled to the ground, screamed and trembled in admiration. The fat boss knelt down on his knees and licked the tires and slapped Qin Feng. His creamy knees clicked and broke the gong and roared, "The green ghost is self-deprecating, God assists." Promotion, salary increase, abdominal muscle benefits for the whole company, marketing king blasts WeChat 20 times. The dog prince is short and fat, his beard is twitching, oil and sweat are spraying wildly, the fat man is kneeling on his knees, licking Yi Chen's tires, carrying the live broadcast machine, roaring and breaking the sound, the camera shakes sweating and sweating, Qin Feng raps and laughs at himself. Millions of fans are signing fireworks, touching legs, and the whole family is singing karaoke. The old lady dropped her crutches and hugged Jiang Chen's naked body, rolled cream, sweet and smelly goosebumps, and shouted in tears, "The cuckold grandma's family has given up. My grandson's pink legs are folded 16 times into the Douyin harem, and I'm getting the welfare grandma to sign." Sheng Yan's pencil skirt is torn apart and her bare feet are stepping on the bricks. She is cold and trembling. She is blushing and burning. The inside of her legs are wet and misty. Her pupils are staring at Jiang Chen's naked body. Her pink skin is wrinkled and itchy. The contrast is so cute. Her red lips are twitching and she is laughing with tears and teasing her ears. She is hot and wet and exhales. The naked pig with foot pads turns to pursue the object. The bald dog barking rap girl controls the affectionate leg clamps and is soaked 13 times for accounting. The company meeting resources are really burned by hackers. Fire, I will chase you from now on. She clamped her slender legs around Jiang Chen's waist and pressed hot and numb, and the inside was moist and steaming. She pinched his pink nose and his pink skin felt hot and itchy, and he screamed hoarsely. Jiang Chen's pig liver collapsed and he bounced naked and fell to the ground. Everyone stared with round fish eyes and trembled, poking at the array of flashing knives with their mobile phones, and the barrage went wildly. The contrast between the goddess and the cuteness is chasing the naked pig. 13 Jiang Chen headlines were clamped between the legs, and the triangle turned into a square. The lover's declaration made the whole city laugh. Shaoli, a fat anus monkey, screamed and knelt down to lick the tires of an electric car with a series of voice lines. Sheng Yan is chasing after the foot paths. The company goddess hacked the resources to burn the naked pig. The misunderstanding was resolved and the party took off. Suddenly, the strange trainer Lao Wang with a beard and a ghost pushed open the door from the shadows on the second floor. The green light antidote bottle swayed and dripped water. He twitched his veins and dialed the phone with a low laugh. The beast roared, 3 times the final payment will not be refunded. The demon pet confesses that the real Battle Carnival black material is for sale again. Qin Xiaoyu fisherman cheated the naked pig to chase the medicine and embarrassed the king. Lao Wang's short and fat body bounced with neon lights and jumped at Jiang Chen naked. The body is pink and skin is hot and itchy. The green light bottle hits the ground and cracks, the water droplets splash and the sweet smell evaporates. People are chasing a small climax, fireworks explode and bells jingle at the end of the alley. The boss's electric motorcade rushes out, monkeys, pigeons and rabbits run wildly into the stall, and wood chips fly. The dog king carries the live broadcast machine and kneels down on his fat knees to lick the tires and shout. Lao Wang's final payment is chasing the magic drama. Fans touch their abs and sign autographs to sing karaoke for tens of millions. Training trainer fisherman's black market continues. Jiang Chen slipped naked on the green bricks. The rotten smell filled the air and his claws scratched the air. He was mute and mute. The last payment is a cheat and you run naked and speed up. Brother, save me and grab a bite of the welfare with your legs. Yi Chen's abdominal muscles bounced with hot pressure. Su Wan wrapped her waist and pulled Jiang Chen to run away. Sheng Yan caught up with her bare feet and legs and caught him, blushing and burning, and her skin was itchy. Qin Feng's cream ghost staggered and handed her hand over. Ridiculing and assisting, go away, the cuckold who owes the last payment, and the benefits will last forever. The misunderstandings in the farce of the chase were cleared up one by one. The black market carnival turned into a company party, and fireworks exploded on the WeChat group. The transformation man confessed his lover's declaration, the potion misunderstanding was solved and the promotion party headlines. Qin Feng helped Sheng Yan chase the naked pig and laughed all over the city. The party atmosphere is soothing and the sense of accomplishment is overwhelming. The neon lights turn into warm yellow light and shadow, and the blue bricks turn into dance floors, and the mirror reflections are dazzling. The sweet smell of butter and sweat are replaced by the fragrant aroma of beer foam. The boss has a fat face and a red face, and his suit is soaked with dancing bells jingling. Yi Chen's shoulder was hot pressed and his voice broke, general manager's pet hero marketing god. Rap verses on WeChat for a 50-year salary increase, touching abdominal muscles and benefits for the whole company, party karaoke misunderstandings and review for 10 rounds. Su Wan's almond-shaped eyes were filled with water mist, and Yi Chen fell into a sticky sweat. Hot and moist lips kiss. Xiao Chen's parallel lovers of 3 years are locked in sweetness, transforming into a cat to rap, "Master I love you but I can't say it," to decipher the decryption and laugh to death. Sheng Yan chased Jiang Chen with her bare feet and pinched his leg sockets with hot pressure. blushing and burning, pinching her nose and making her pink skin numb. Naked, the rap addiction of pig foot pads escalates, and the company meeting with legs is soaked and hacked with resources to burn. Jiang Chen is naked and wearing a coat and bouncing neon. The king of embarrassment is so happy, brother confesses to the winner and I reverse the goddess pursuit, and the naked pig club has become the peak of welfare. Qin Fengqi made a fool of himself by smearing pork liver with butter, holding a beer, kneeling down and licking the green bricks and handing it over. The cuckold crematorium was successful, the bounty was burned, and the Black History headlines will be the eternal laughing stock. Cheers, Transformer. The dog prince is short and fat, with oily beard and sweat, and the microphone carries the live broadcast and roars with broken sound. The camera shakes, the end of the party carnival. Tens of millions of fans, fireworks, signatures, touching legs, lovers' whole family karaoke, the last payment. Lao Wang's pursuit of the black material continues. The old lady waved her crutch and hugged her grandson with her pink legs folded 15 times. The number one on Douyin knelt down and licked the beer foam and shouted in tears, "Party benefits at Grandma's house." Grandma's grandson touched her abdominal muscles during rap class and signed the harem. Xiao Li's fat anus monkey climbed on his shoulders and scratched the blackboard in a continuous voice and screamed. The company party exploded. The rescue team solved all the misunderstandings and got promoted with fireworks, and the transformation hero brothers and two goddesses headlined the live karaoke song. Everyone gathered around to look back at the misunderstanding, laughing and bursting into tears. The foamy beer, perfume, and warm neon light stretched out their figures. Passers-by, vendors, employees, media reporters, wide-eyed, trembling, kneeling in worship and licking the mirror of the dance floor, poking at the flashing knives on their mobile phones, and barrage predictions, potion matter. The ending of the story is amazing. The whole town went viral and the party went on forever. The transformation hero's life was the winner. Yi Chen's inner achievement volcano erupted. Qin Fengqi defeated Sheng Yan and reversed the triangle lock of Jiang Chen's welfare boss promotion, and the whole company's party worshipped him and turned the misunderstanding into sweetness. Honey, but suddenly the remaining bottle of Lao Wang's green light antidote rolled to the ground and shattered. The water droplets splashed and the sweet smell exploded. The neon ghost shadow was suppressed. The bottle swelled and buzzed like a heartbeat. Everyone stared with their eyes wide open and trembled, gasping and screaming. The potion exploded. Logic breaks down. The final crisis in the black market continues, and the whole family of parallel lovers is about to explode. Fireworks blasted and bells rang wildly in the alley, and an unknown nuclear explosion loomed in the aftermath of the party. The peak of success at the end of the black market night alley. The neon warm yellow light and shadow lengthened the dance floor, and the mirror reflection was as dazzling as a knife slicing the pupils. The aroma of beer foam mixed with cream, sweet smell, and sweat evaporated into mist and suppressed it. At the end of the black market night alley, bells jingled and the owner's electric car swayed, monkeys, pigeons, and rabbits scurried, sawdust splashed and crackled. People circled around the beer glasses, clinking, jingling, laughing, bursting into tears, and recalling the misunderstanding MV preview. The flash of knives on their mobile phones buzzed and deafened. The remaining bottle of Lao Wang's green light antidote rolls to the ground. The green bricks are cold and hard, crackle and crack, water droplets splash, sweet and smelly, explode, swell, buzz and hum like a beast panting with a racing heart. The fleshy sprouts on the bottle grow wildly, twist and elongate, ghosts and shadows appear under the neon lights, passers-by and vendors stare with wide eyes. The fisheye beads dropped and rolled against the bricks. He trembled and screamed, the explosion of the potion will destroy the logic of the black market and lead to a nuclear explosion. The real-life crisis of demon pets will continue and all will be wiped out. Parallel lovers will use fireworks to blow up the party forever. The dog prince is short and fat. Sweat from the beard spewed wildly as he kneeled down on his fat knees and licked the tires while carrying the live broadcast machine. The camera shook and he sprayed wheat and shouted loudly. The broken bottle swelled and turned into a crisis. Fans must touch their abdominal muscles to sign the karaoke harem sequel. The last payment of the black material fisherman Lao Wang made headlines. Xiao Li, a fat chrysanthemum monkey, pulled his hair and climbed his shoulders. The electric car bell frantically pressed the voice and scratched the blackboard. He screamed and trembled, the company rescues the final boss. The MV is confused by potion and smoke and sprays 50 swipes of laughter. The transformation man brother and the two goddesses are all cuckolds. Yi Chen's semi-naked abdominal muscles are bouncing with water droplets, hot pressing. Su Wan's breasts are fragrant, her sweat is sticky, and her heart is on the verge of collapse. The party's pinnacle achievement, the Volcano King's broken bottle, explodes. The logic is cheating, the whole company's worship is in jeopardy, the four-corner love affair is in jeopardy, and the welfare of the naked pig brothers is in jeopardy. But the winner who confesses his trump card is excited to continue the fight. The buzzing rap in his breasts and the tail trail around his waist pulled Jiang Chen's naked pink skin hot and itchy and bounced away. Sheng Yan's bare feet and legs were pressed and her legs were numb with water mist and her eyes widened. The bad cat general manager is escorting you in crisis. The leg clamps are 15 times wet and burning, and the company goddess hacker resource real-life MV is taking off. Qin Feng's creamy ghost pig liver from he kneeled down and licked the green bricks, cupped his hands and trembled, the beast roared, the cuckold's crematorium's broken bottle assists. The bounty is burned in vain to bring benefits for eternity. I exit the fireworks headlines and laugh at myself in a karaoke song. Suddenly the broken bottle made a loud noise, the flesh sprouts exploded, green smoke was as sticky as syrup, neon dazzled, covering the sky and the sun, sweet smelly sweat mixed with rotten ditch water evaporated into poisonous mist, burning the nose and burning throat. Everyone was coughing heartbreakingly and rolling on the ground. The cold bricks were sliding and bones were crackling. There was an avalanche of mobile phone flashes and barrages. Potion, smoke, and nuclear explosion. The black market carnival turned into a ghost land and the whole city went viral. The demon pet's real confession MV was hilarious. The boss's fat face shook his anus, shook his suit, and kicked his naked butt with a crackling sound. He shouted, "Smoke logic, the promotion crisis is broken. The general manager of the pet hero raps and detoxifies, and I get a salary increase and all the benefits are wiped out." The old lady waved her cane and hugged her grandson's pink legs. She knelt down and licked the beer foam and screamed in tears, "Grandma's house is full of smoke. My grandson's rap class is about touching his abs and the harem party is going to explode. Grandma's signature is a permanent crisis." Green smoke fills the air, neon twisted and elongated ghost shadows are like insects, buzzing and humming, deafening, vision blurred, water mist, eyes burning, everyone staggering and falling over, hot pressing, rubbing each other, fragrant and sweating. Su Wan's nightgown is wet and sticky shoulder straps slipping off her fragrant shoulders, white and greasy, almond-shaped eyes are wide open, tears are shining. Pounce on Yi Chen's half-naked hot-pressing chest, sweet and greasy mixed with sweat. A stinky volcano erupts, her slender lips peck the afterimage of his cat ears, wet and hot sip screaming, laughing and sobbing. Her slim arms were tied tightly around her waist and abdominal muscles, and water droplets were bouncing. Xiao Chen, I love everyone from cats to people. After 3 years of infatuation, I have transformed into a hero rap. Master, I love you but I can't say it. Affectionate decryption, parallel lovers lock smoke welfare sweet explosion. Yi Chen's milky voice rekindled, and the internal complaints machine gun turned into absurd lines, trailing out. The goddess lost her pregnancy, smoke welfare, the whole family bucket. There was silence for 3 seconds in the smoke, which was as oppressive as death. Then there was a burst of coughing and laughter, neon shadows and bells blasted together. Sheng Yan's pencil skirt was torn apart and she stepped on the blue bricks with her bare feet, cold and hard, trembling and flushed. The inside of her legs were watery and misty, her pupils were staring at Jiang Chen's naked pink skin, which was wrinkled and hot and itchy. She pressed her slender legs under her waist and felt hot and numb inside. She squeezed her pink nose, her pink skin was hot and itchy, soft and hot, mute tears and laughter, and moved her red lips to her ears, which were wet and hot. Huh, the dog turns into a handsome guy, just what I want. The bald dog barks and the rap girl controls the affectionate leg clamp, which is 16 times soaked and burned. The company meeting resources hacker naked pig real person welfare reverses and chases you, the king of embarrassment. Jiang Chen's pig liver collapses, naked body bounces neon, slips and falls to the ground, huffs and weakly squirts, and the inner cheating is so exciting. Brother Smoke confesses to the goddess's leg clamp welfare peak, I die in the naked pig society and become a winner in life. Everyone stared, their eyes rolled to the floor, they coughed, trembled and gasped. Their mobile phones poked and flashed, and the barrage flooded with Smoke confessions God turned into MV. Two goddesses' affectionate rap made the headlines, the four-cornered love Smoke locked up and laughed all over the city. In the mist of smoke, Qin Feng's eyes were filled with butter, pig's liver, blue veins on his face were popping. He knelt down on his knees, holding his head, crying, and slid down the stinking ditch. The smell of rot filled his nose. He scratched his face with pig hands, and the cream itched into his bones. He twisted up and got up, roaring with a beastly voice. He laughed at himself and twitched. He accidentally threw down the company's secretary Xiaomei, the rabbit-toothed girl who usually lowers her head to play with her mobile phone. Tonight, she dressed up in fancy clothes and a rabbit-eared headdress flashed with neon lights. The misty eyes are round and flushed, the cheeks are slender and the arms are wrapped around his waist. He is hot-pressed with fragrant sweat and is sticky with cream. He is sobbing and laughing, young Master Qin's creamy ghost's affectionate confession. The cuckold crematorium is a matchmaking welfare, which is exactly what I want. The bunny-eared girl controls the star-chasing headlines. Girl. The white bounty of the cuckold turned into a rabbit-ear welfare, and the self-deprecating K-song will be the eternal laughing stock in the crematorium, cheers secretary. The little beauty's rabbit teeth flashed and her bare feet pinched his creamy thighs. The inside was moist and steaming, pinching the earlobe. The sweet smell of cream mixed with the smell of sweat. The crowd's eyes widened in the smoke, and beads rolled on the bricks. They screamed and coughed, cuckold Qin Xiao's rabbit ears. The secretary God assists. Wuji alien takes off the smoke MV and the whole company is making headlines. The barrage is avalanche and the whole company is laughing. The dog prince is short and fat, his beard is twitching and sweating, and the microphone is carrying the live broadcast and the sound is shaking. The camera is shaking and distorted, Smoke confesses the benefits of rabbit ears. Fans are signing and touching legs, and the whole family is singing karaoke, and the black market carnival is turning into a rabbit ears party. The green smoke gradually dissipated, the neon warm yellow reappeared on the dance floor, the reflection of the mirror was dazzling, the fragrant aroma of beer foam hit my face, the sweet smell faded away, the fat boss knelt on his knees and licked the tire, slapped Yi Chen on the shoulder with hot pressure, broke the gong, roared, trembled and blushed, the smoke crisis transformed into the general manager's pet hero. Our AP's famous sentence, smoke confession, on WeChat for 60-year-old salary increase and abdominal muscle benefits for the whole company, the marketing king bombed the K-Song MV review for 10 rounds to take off. Su Wan's apricot eyes, water mist, pounced on Yi Chen, and her arms were filled with sweat, sticky slender lips, and a kiss, which was moist and hot, wrapped around her waist, and hot pressed her chest, creamy and sweet. Sheng Yan's affectionate relationship changed from cat to human, and the two lovers became two goddesses after 3 years, and the welfare lasted forever. Sheng Yan put her bare feet on Jiang Chen's thighs and pressed them, blushing, burning, pinching her nose, and her pink skin was numb, and she burst into tears. Nude pig foot pads, handsome guy Yan's rap addiction is upgraded. The company meeting was soaked with hacker resources 17 times, and the real person was chasing the king of embarrassment. Jiang Chen put on a coat and bounced in neon, the king of embarrassment had a machine gun in his heart, brother smoke winner, I am the goddess welfare peak, naked pig society becomes a double karaoke headline. Yi Chen's abdominal muscles splashed with water droplets, the two goddesses dropped their breasts and moaned in rap rhythm machine guns. Yo misunderstood the confession and locked up, the transformation defeated the true love, the whole family bombed the pot and took off. The sound bombarded the black market walls, the echo buzzed and deafened, passers-by screamed and worshipped with their mobile phones wildly poking at the flash knife array barrage and the green light flashed on the screen. Transformer smoke rap summary is amazing. Potion crisis turns to love festival headline decryption, the whole city is crazy about the party going on forever. The company party upgraded to the Pet Love Day celebration, neon lights filled the dance floor, mirrors flashed with colorful beer foam fountains, loud noises filled the nostrils, and the boss's electric car, monkeys, pigeons and rabbits turned into stage props, jingling bells and crazy pressing of fat faces, chrysanthemums shaking sieves, suits soaking wet, jumping and kicking the air. Roar, Yi Chen, general manager of the Pet Love Festival, is a marketing god. Fireworks MV review, 60 years of salary increase, double abs touching benefits for the whole company, rap lines, black market core, hilarious. Xiao Li's fat chrysanthemum monkey crawls on the shoulders, scratches the blackboard, screams, trembles, kneels and licks the stage, company celebration nuclear explosion MV. The rescue heroes smoke confession, the transformation hero brother and the rabbit-eared cuckold family's headline live karaoke song for 50 rounds. The MV big screen is dazzling with neon lights and ghosts are elongating in the night alleys of the black market. Yi Chen's cat milk voice, Master, I love you but I can't say it. Su Wan's apricot eye water the mist fell out of the arms. Jiang Chen's bald dog barked and rapped. Sister control affectionate leg clamp. Sheng Yan blushed and burned her legs. Qin Feng's cream ghost cuckold kneeled and licked the self-deprecating bunny ears secretary's hot press. Lao Wang's green light fisherman chased the naked pig and bounced, and the old lady's grandson's leg was clamped on crutches 18 times the Douyin fans kneeling and licking beer. Everyone gathered around, eyes rounded, coughing, trembling, bursting into tears, and smelling beer. The absurd review of the MV is full of laughter. Cat and dog rap misunderstanding chain smoke confession is completely solved. Pet Love Festival sustainable karaoke autographed leg touching benefit. The dog prince carried the live broadcast machine, knelt down on his fat knees and licked the stage, roaring and breaking the sound. The camera shook with oil and sweat and sprayed wheat. The Love Festival MV has millions of barrages. Fans touched abs and signed harem karaoke, and the last part of Lao Wang's black material rabbit ears continues to sell the magic drama. Yi Chen transforms from a hapless egg to a winner in life, bouncing on the stage with half-naked abs, hot-pressing Su Wan, losing her pregnancy. Sheng Yan's legs clamped 17 times Jiang Chen's naked pig benefits, surrounded by benefits. The boss's fat hand clapped on the shoulder and presented him with a certificate of promotion and salary increase with a crunching sound, glittering neon lights, brother Jiang Chen's pig liver, the king of embarrassment, yelling at each other, biting each other, and toasting with beer foam. Fragrance, brother, the winner of the smoke gets a bite. Naked Pig Society's dead goddess turned into a goddess to chase the karaoke headlines. Su Wan pecked her slender lips and kissed the hot and moist almond-shaped water mist. Xiao Chen's true love locks up the sweetness of the twosome. Sheng Yan pinched her nose and blushed. Bad cat general manager's legs pinched the real person to cash in. Qin Feng cream rabbit ears secret the book was hot-pressed and self-deprecating, and he handed it over. The cuckold successfully matched the rabbit ear's welfare, and the bounty burned out. Cheers! Everyone worshipped, knelt down and licked the blue bricks on the stage, shivering coldly and screamed, the transformer is the pinnacle of winners. Promoted to two goddess brothers and the headline of the Pet Love Festival, the whole company's fireworks MV will continue to laugh. The bearded ghost jumped out of the shadows and dialed the phone. He roared like a beast and chuckled. All the smoke and black materials for the last payment are sold out. The real-life monster battle carnival continues, and the bounty is tripled. The fisherman has a profit and exits the karaoke song. He crushed the residue of the green light bottle and made a loud crunching sound. Everyone stepped on the siege and chased the climax with jingling bells and fireworks. The logic completely collapsed. the smoke faded away, the neon warm light elongated the figure, and the volcano erupted. Everyone gathered around the beer glasses, clinking and clanging, and decided to seal the potion. The legendary boss knelt down on his knees to lick and burn the residue. The sweet and smelly steam evaporated, the black market potion will be sealed forever. The misunderstanding of the pet love festival turned into a sweet headline, and the marketing king blasted the company's karaoke without any suspense. Passers-by, vendors, employees, media reporters, worshipped with wide eyes and trembling hands. The machine poked at the flash knife array barrage and prophesied wildly, "The finale of the potion legend is amazing. The whole city is going crazy that the love festival will continue forever, and the winner of the life of the transformer will be sweet and invincible at the peak." Yi Chen's inner monologue erupted like a volcano, then suppressed it and finally exploded. Although the transformation was miserable, he misunderstood the chain friar, the naked pig brothers, the cuckold crisis, the logic collapsed, he won true love, got a promotion, 2 goddesses, lost his pregnancy, and the whole family benefits, and the winner of life continued to sing karaoke. He crooned in a milky voice and ended up rapping with a buzzing sound, "Yo, transform into a real love lock, misunderstood smoke takes off." The whole place was filled with laughter, fireworks roared, neon elongated ghost shadows turned to a warm yellow dance floor, endless party carnival bells jingled, the smell of beer. The headline of the Pet Love Festival will always be the sweet ending at the end of the black market night alley, but in the distance, a bottle of new green light flickered faintly in the shadow, buzzing and humming, like a heartbeat waiting to be released. A new legend is quietly brewing. The night wind howls outside the window, Qin Feng's Lamborghini hides in the shadow of the trees, his handsome face is twisted and his liver is bulging with veins, his cell phone is broken and the edges are rattling. His bloodshot eyes are staring at the sweet light of the living room, and his heart is full of jealousy. The demon cat turned into a human and flirted with Sheng Yan. "Love rivals, I kidnap you." He whispered to summon his followers, his leather shoes clicked on the fallen leaves, a black shadow lurked at Su Wan's door in the night, the wire picked the lock softly, the crisis hook quietly fell, and the sweet laughter was like the calm before the storm.